So what we'll do, we have the players come on, we see their camera on, right? And then before we hop onto the game, you turn off the camera. So then it's just them two. And then when we're done with the game, we want to talk about it, you turn on your camera. My camera won't be on this Discord thing, it'll be direct to the stream, okay? So that way I can turn it on and off whenever we want to. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Sige, I mean, you hop in here too once in a while, pero I have two different sources. Okay, so the stream is live. Let's just double check if that's showing up and this sounds good. Let me know if there's any problems. Sean, you hear the stream? Is it running in music?
By the way, AJ, can we take a picture together? Tapos I will post it on my socials. Like that.
Oh, good idea. Good idea.
Yeah. Malaki rin yung beach.
Yeah, good idea. Let me turn on my camera. Let me see. Get a better shot for you.
Alright.
Alright,
Just tell me when you're ready.
sige, I'm ready. Let me see. Let me adjust the camera just a better spot.
Alright.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, alright. We are live. I'm gonna turn on the thing in a minute.
Okay.
Let's do a sound check. Everything sounds good. You guys hear the stream is good, right? Because I'm gonna put you on there now. You hear music on the stream, right? Okay, cool. I'm gonna hop on. You have your camera up? PSL?
Oh, I don't have it.
Alright,
I don't have
cool.
it. Hold on.
Alright guys, we are back. 17 seconds to start. You guys can hear us. We are right there. Okay, yeah, there you go. I'm here with Malupit. One of the
Yeah,
casters
good morning.
tonight.
What is up, and hello, guys? It's your boy Melopate, and today I will be co-casting with KJ, with Mr. Freedom himself. So this would be the Group C of the Size Storm StarCraft League Philippine Edition. And holiday cheers to each and every one of you from all over the world.
That's right.
So it's good.
How was your Christmas, man?
Well, I took a different approach this Christmas. I didn't get drunk.
You didn't get
Because I
drunk?
really want to be professional, you know. That's what Mizel told me. Hey, you would be casting on December 26th, so don't get too drunk, man.
You usually get drunk? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, because I have my sister has a friend that works on San Miguel. And
Free beer. So yeah, free beer. Okay, now that makes sense. Hang tight, guys. Looks like we're experiencing some echo. So let's double
Echoing.
check that. Yeah, did you guys? I'm not sure if you guys are hearing that. Supposedly there's some echo, but hopefully it's not there anymore. How is it now, guys? Much better? So far, so good. Okay, so
yeah,
so you had a good Christmas. You were sober, ready to cast some StarCraft action. Group C.
yeah. You know, I actually did not expect to have any more gigs this year-end season, but yeah, I'm really prepared for this. You know, to bring in the action all the way here from Philippines. You know, it's very good, man. It's very good to co-cast with you too, man. It's really been an honor for me.
Yeah, no, appreciate you hopping on. It's an honor to co-cast with you as well, and you know, anything that we can do to get more Filipinos involved in this effort, right? This is for the StarCraft Philippines region, right? This is all for you guys. So definitely, the more of us helping in here, the better, right? So we have all the participation so far from the top players to even some gold, silver players. One platinum qualified too, so it's really cool, right? We have a wide variety of skill levels hopping on.
Yeah, and I think most of the players from the low ranks, the silver, gold, platinum, is actually the product of the Philippine Novice Cup that we have been doing for quite some time now. So
tell us about
in
that.
terms,
Because that sounds really
terms-
interesting. Tell us more about this
Yeah.
Novice Cup.
in terms of competitive edge and in terms of how they compete, how they prepare for their matches, despite them being only silver, gold, or the what they call the meta leagues, they still prepare for it. Studying the game, putting in practice, and just showing straight up tenacity. Even though the beauty of Novice Cup is actually no one plays by the meta. They make their own meta there.
That's
So-
a good point.
Yeah.
So tell us some
And-
examples about that, because I really think people will be interested to understand what you mean.
Yeah, a good example would be Raigeki. He is our bronze to silver second placer for 2 times in a row, and it's really surprising to see 12 battle cruisers coming in from a 2-base setup,
Yep.
and battle cruiser rushing to the grand finals itself.
Really?
And another good product is Mr. Elasti, who is our champion from the bronze to silver Novice Cup.
Uh-huh.
And after he's been coach, he's already masters in Korea right now.
Wow.
So,
After just some coaching,
picking up
huh?
a few hidden gems.
Wait,
Yeah.
let me explain that to me. He was bronze to whatever league, right? Do you know what?
Yeah,
what
he was
league
champion. He was champion when he was silver.
Mhm.
Then I think me, Saipem, and Nux
Mhm.
coached him for a little bit, and that kid, man, he's truly a generational talent.
Kid, how old is he?
I think he's only 17
Oh,
or 18.
That's pretty.
So
That's good
yeah.
to hear. So this is good. You're talking about the other players. Let's talk about now about the 4 players we have here for Group C. So let's start with you telling us about them, because you know them better than I do.
yeah. I even know
the
them
only one I
personally.
know is Extinct. I played him for a Philippines thing before, 2 years ago for a qualifier thing. But the other ones, I have
Yeah.
no idea who they are. This is good. So tell us.
So Extinct is one of the invited players. Generally, he's a very public personality guy. He's a very fun guy to be with. So he's also considered as one of the top tier Zerg players here in the Philippines, winning WESG, even making, I think, up to the round of 8 last SEA Games qualifiers. And yeah, he's a Zerg player that has a really high skill ceiling when he's at his peak. But I think due to the pandemic, he's not really playing that actively. So maybe we would see some surprises coming in from Extinct Mr. Kent Dimikali. And Floki, he is our local champion. He has been a champion onto the gold to diamond scene here in the Philippines. He is also one of the veteran players with 16 years under his belt.
Yep.
And for quite some time, when Pobs went to hiatus, Floki became the number 1 Protoss here in the Philippines.
Really? So
I'm very
that's
excited
good to
for
see.
Mr. Floki.
Yeah, I'm excited to see top Protoss there. So do you have Twitter, by the way? Let's plug in. If you have Twitter, you can message me that. Let's put that on the screen too. If you have that,
Yeah.
you can message me that on Discord, and let's put that on really quick, because people need to know the handsome co-caster I have on here, right?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So for you guys that don't want to follow, we're on Twitter. I'm at KarlJG, KRLJAYG. That's actually my first name, KJ. Right? And so that's your actual name, Victor Kabuay, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
There you go. So
Yeah.
once again, thanks for casting with us, and I'm really excited to know that Loki is a top Protoss too. So those are the 2 favorites. Sounds like Extinct and Loki in this group, right?
I think one of the more favorites here is Extinct and Viol, because Viol has really been an
Viol, okay.
upcoming talent. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think Imbernal can play today, he would be defaulting his spot due to some family gathering. You know, it's still Filipinos really take their Christmas very seriously. They take the 12 days of Serb Christmas very seriously too. So even though it's not Christmas Eve anymore, Infernal is still doing those Christmas party shenanigans, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Infernal and Viol, they are reigning from Kingslayer's gaming team. So Kingslayer's gaming team is actually based around the young players onto the scene, with some veteran leadership coming from Infernal. And Infernal is the latest Gold to Diamond champion, and now at Masters already.
Wow.
And Viol, I think, I think Viol is my batchmate in terms of the same time we played. Like, we only played 3 months ago. Like, we started playing 3 to 5 months ago, and now he's at Masters too, showing good potential, you know. And even competing in international competitions, the online cups, it gives you a lot of experience. Being headed to the more established players. So yeah, I'm really excited for this group, especially since I don't see Extinct practicing onto the ladder.
Really?
Yeah, but I think he has a Smurf. You know, he might
true.
surprise us. Even though he's the invited player, I think all the odds are against him. And for Floki and Viol, I just want them to perform at their best. You know, make this their platform or stage to play around with. So I'm really excited for this Group C.
All right, that's good to know. All right, so do we have our players hopping on? Can we get them on the camera so we can get them all set up? Mr. Advents, I guess we'll get them on here and get their... We can even talk to them too. We do have a little bit of time because we do have one player defaulting, right?
Right.
And we have his intro video too, which would have been cool to show. Well, we'll show it anyway. We'll show his video in a minute, so everyone gets a peek of what that looks like. This is the guy. Let me show you guys the video that Imbernal had set up for this thing. So we'll let you guys take a peek of that because he didn't get to play.
Imbernal.
Me and Imbernal actually met yesterday.
I don't know if you guys see that, but let's play that again.
Imbernal.
That's him with the hair. Alright, so those that are on the stream, you can see that. So that got, that got sent out. It's kind of cool to see. Alright, so let's let me do this. I'll go check with our admin. See how he's doing. Guys, go ahead and move the guys up when ready.
Hey,
okay?
KJ. We couldn't create the lobby yet. Something's wrong with StarCraft.
Okay, so we have the two guys here. What's up, guys? Loki, Extinct, good seeing you guys. You guys are on stream now.
Hello.
Let's chat with them. Let me bring my co-caster really quick. Let's go hop down, Malupate, down to the Voice One channel and chat with them. Oh, actually, no, they're bringing them back up here with us. Okay, even better. There you go, even better. Okay, so you see the cams of our players here. Let's get, so far we need to, go ahead and turn on your cams again, guys. I know you got turned off a little bit here. So that's Extinct right there, just so everyone sees who he is.
Yeah, not sponsored by Fita, by the way.
Not sponsored, huh?
Not sponsored by Orchestra.
Got it. They're gonna hide all the unsponsored, the non-sponsored stuff, so that way they don't get free advertising, right? Next time they want to sponsor you. So Mizel, Floki, Malupate, turn on your cams again for us, please. Looks like that got turned off. There you go. Alright. There you go. And then we got Floki here. What's up, Floki? Sponsored by Snickers.
Yeah.
How's it going? You
So,
doing well?
I'm
Nervous?
nervous.
Well, the good news. Here's the good news. The good news is there is one extra spot that you don't have to. Well, one spot you don't have to worry about now. right?
Mhm.
So that's the good news.
Like, but
Yep. Hey, Mizel, show us
It's
your
the
face
best.
too, man. There you go. This is our head admin.
Hello. What's up?
Yeah, we can see
Merry
the light
Christmas.
there because right now in the Philippines it's around 11.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
around 11.
Uh,
Yeah, it's
I'm
around
in the
11.
USA
I
by
can-
DC.
I can't create a lobby of Game Heart. I don't-
Yeah, same.
If we can't do
normal
game
game,
heart,
I
just
don't know
do
what-
regular, guys. It's okay. Battle
No, no,
is
I-
acting up.
I-
I've seen a
I-
few issues.
I can't even create a normal game.
You can't even
I don't
create
know
a
what's up.
normal game, really. So we're having issues with Battle.net today, guys. I think I've seen
Yeah,
that
they-
Why?
other regions having that problem. I've seen a lot of tweets about it, and you guys already relogged in. I know that's an issue during this Christmas season. Their support team
Mhm.
is probably on break, and people are complaining about it, and it doesn't seem to be fixed yet. Let me see if I can hop on in one of the things. See if I can do it. But while we have you guys here on stream, you can chit chat while we're setting this up.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
why don't we start with you, Floki? Tell us about when you heard about this tournament, this PSL. Tell me what your thoughts were. What were you thinking? What happened?
Kailangan ba English?
Okay, someone can translate. Why don't we do this? We'll do it the way the Koreans do. Okay, you can speak Tagalog.
Yeah.
And then
And I
Malupit can
Yeah, we'll translate.
translate.
Um,
Bisaya or
when I heard
Tagalog, either one.
when I heard about PSL, I'm kinda nervous because there are so many good players here in the Philippines. Yeah, there.
So you got nervous because there's a lot of good players. But I heard you're one of the best Protosses in the Philippines, and people keep saying
Yeah.
Protoss is OP. So I think you have a good
That's true.
shot, right?
Yeah,
Put 2 and 2 together. You have a good shot to keep moving up higher and into the later rounds, right?
He is considered the stats of Philippines.
Yeah, right.
The
That's right.
stats
That's
of
right.
the Philippines. Okay, got it.
The stats of Philippines.
Alright,
Stats of
that's
Antipolo.
good. That's good to hear. So, what about you, Extinct? Tell us, when you first heard the PSL, what were your thoughts?
It was for like maybe there's gonna be a new tournament here. I just got my PC last few months ago, so I already been playing because I stopped for a while, like 6 months. So get pretty excited. Then I saw the votings where players can get invited. So I was very happy that I got invited. Then suddenly I saw the group stage and oh my god, I'm up against 3 masters.
Well,
Like comparing to the other groups that we are the group.
this
of
is the
death,
tough
as you
group.
can say.
This is the tough group, huh? It's
Yeah.
not Ender
Yeah,
group that's the tough
considering.
group. This is the
Yeah.
tough group.
This is a tough group.
I'm Diamond and I'm up against 3 masters.
Wait, I don't believe you're Diamond Extinct. I played
Yeah,
you. If you remember, 2 years ago, a year ago, we played. I remember you were pretty good. Do you remember when we played?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you're pretty good, right? So there you go. Don't worry too much. Confidence, man.
Yeah.
Confidence. Okay. Malupit, so far, let's go back to you. What do you think about this
Mhm.
whole PSL thing? Like what's your feelings on the players, the scene, etc.? I know you talked about the more lower level scene, right? The newer scene.
Yeah.
Tell us about the
Mhm.
other scene that's not at the the bronze to masters or whatever scene.
Well, it's good for investors and other big organizations to come into
Yeah.
the Philippines to actually to give a chance, to revitalize the Philippine scene, especially in the past few years, around 27 to 2019. I think the scene kind of stagnated. All of the players are like, man, I should stop playing and maybe get a new job now. It's time to be a grandmaster in real life. But when Mizzle actually envisioned, this is one of his visions. Actually, is to be highlighted by an international group, or a group from a group or an organization, like Storm's level, and it's really good. It made a lot of players excited it made a lot of players who have retired return again, and it gave a lot of hope for the StarCraft fans in the Philippines, and even to the players as well, to be passionate to StarCraft once again. Because there is a scene again.
No, I
Coming from
agree.
you, man.
There is a scene.
Mhm.
I'll give you guys a story. Before we wanted to do this PSL, I was talking with a group about doing a Dota, semi-pro tournament, right? Not the top pro
Mhm.
tournament, because obviously that's really good, right? I'm talking about just the semi-pro competitive scene, and it's actually easier to get the StarCraft 2 started because there's a lot of people that jumped at it right away. When we tried to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
Dota 2, it took forever and not a lot of people were talking. So, it's like, you know what? Let's do StarCraft. There's actually a lot of active players that are very dedicated, right? And excited
Nice.
about the game. And it's actually easier to get StarCraft 2 tournaments going because you only need one person, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? The
Mhm.
Dota 2, you need a bunch of them already at the same exact time and practicing and this and that, right? So,
Right.
there you go. All right. Any luck, guys, on our... should we switch servers? What do you guys think?
I was able to create Juggernaut, but I couldn't invite anyone.
And you can't invite anyone, huh?
Yeah, it says global timeout.
Let me try on my
Oh,
side.
yeah. Okay, guys. So this show so far is mostly us trying to get a game going. So long term, if we can't get this going, we'll have to postpone, right? But that's understandable.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
for now, let's chit chat while Mizel
Yep.
and the guys are trying Malupate. Does anyone have any cool stories they can share related to StarCraft, especially if it's StarCraft Philippines? Who wants to volunteer one? Something cool. Okay, I see.
Actually, I'll try. Before I became a caster, is that I'm actually opting for hosting gigs, radio, something like that. But when Mizzle and the SCPH gave me the chance to hey, you can co-cast with Dax, man, I really fell in love with StarCraft more, and even it kind of gave me a career on casting as well. So
Mhm.
I think Mizzle is, and it's the StarCraft Philippines is the one to thank to it.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Did you cast any of the C games?
No, but I was an organizer na kasi.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm
okay,
the
you were already
venue.
the boss.
Yeah,
Organizer boss, right?
I'm for the venue team
Got
for
it.
spectator services before the casting audition came up. So
Makes
yeah.
sense. Okay, so Viola say on the chat, Viola says he can make the games now, the maps. So we'll see if that even works. But just keep trying. We're not gonna give up until we know for sure it'll never work.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Any questions for me? Given obviously I don't have too many stories in the Philippines except those that involve Ender, right? You guys know
Yeah,
he was on our team for a very long time, right? So if you have anything you want to ask about SC2, because I have too many stories, I don't know where to start. So maybe you have something interesting. Any curious questions you might have, feel free to ask them now. This is almost like an AMA, but not really. I'm not telling you certain things though.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Mizel, you got any question? You work with me a few days now.
I think Extinct has a question.
Uh-oh. Go ahead,
Go ahead.
Extinct.
I actually faced Ender last many times. It's ever since 2017. I started playing StarCraft 2 2017. After the placement, after we played, I became Diamond on my first ranking, and then there was WESG 2017 qualifiers, and I was up against Dash first. I won. Then my next game was against Ender. Like at first, I said, "What am I gonna do? Am I going to do cheese him or I just go play standard?" And basically, he ended the series like 5 minutes.
What did he 12? Did he 13, 12 you? 14, 14?
As I remember, at first he did 12 gas pool with Baines.
Yeah, so
And
13-12
second, he
gas
did
pool. Yep.
yeah. And second game, he just link flooded me. He just link flooded me.
It's a skill check,
Then-
man.
I got owned. And 2018, I didn't get to face Ender on WSG. I did get face against Nux. It was close, but I got wrecked 2-0. And in 2019, I finally get a chance to get a rematch against Ender on WSG Finals 2019. And basically, I have a game plan. I have this set of things that I would do against him. He just countered me every single way, and he basically beat me 3-0 again.
Well, that's a nice Ender story, but it's not that unusual that your story and a lot of other stories would involve, oh yeah, Ender beat me. So that's the unfortunate thing there. But that's the good news is everyone wants to beat him and everyone's trying hard. And actually, I just recently saw that Nooks actually beat Ender in one of the tournaments. So there you go, guys. There is hope.
It's the upset of Southeast Asia StarCraft.
Yeah, let's say hi to
For
Floki's
the best.
Floki's guest behind Floki's right there. Hello. Okay, well she left already. But that's a cool
Can we
Ender
try?
story.
Can we try Korea?
Okay, so
Okay,
you're gonna
let's
try
go
Korea
Asia.
before. Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
try
let's
something
try
with
Korea.
one of you guys can hop on, and then we'll go there when we know it works. Okay, so just keep trying that.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting, we're gonna keep telling stories while two of you guys are talking about, while they're trying. So let's tell some stories. You have any questions, Extinct, for Mizelle or Malupit? I have a question for.
Wait,
Oh,
I created a lobby at Korea.
and yeah, but can people join it? That's the question.
I don't know yet. I
Alright,
can
yeah,
invite someone.
We'll let you guys try that out before we all hop on in there, right? Let's make
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
it works first. Malupate, do you have any questions for any of the people here or myself?
Well, I don't have questions anymore, but one cool thing about Mr. Extinct is that he invented a new strategy against Ender.
Yeah, what's
It's
that? Tell
called-
me about that.
It's called 12 Pull
What,
and
what,
Pray.
what?
12 pull and pray? That sounds like what I experience when I face diamond players that are in like, oh gosh, there's another, like they're gonna 12 pull me and just do something. That's
Yeah.
that's a cool. They heard from you, Extinct.
You know what's cool? Like I did that on WSB 2019 when I faced him in the finals previously, and he said I actually almost beat him, but he just decided to all in me. That's why he had so many units.
Ah,
So I could have beaten him that time, that one game, when I did that 12 pull and pray, but he was just too smart for me.
okay. I have a question for you guys. Do any of you play tournaments outside of the Philippines and you face other players? Probably players that we know in the international scene. Have you faced anybody?
Oh, I think Extinct has experiences
Yeah, me too. I think.
against Ranger.
Last year I've been playing a lot of tournaments, Aodai and MSO, PO. I actually won a map against Demi one time. I also get a very close proper game against David. And
That's a good question. Let's go through each of you then. Who is the best player you've been able to take one game off of? So let's start with you, Extinct. Who's the best player you ever beat?
ever beat. I'm gonna say I've been able to beat Demi one game.
Demi Love.
one
Okay,
map.
that's good. And he used to be a Psystorm player, by the way, at one point.
Yeah, I know. Like I was very lucky that time because he planted very greedy that time, and I did a cheeky timing attack.
Gotcha. And Floki, I know you're just kind of somewhat new to the scene, right? Or new to the more competitive level. Anybody interesting you beat?
Nothing.
Guys, can you go to Korea? I'm gonna try to invite you.
I didn't play anyone
You can
on
see if you can start.
international scenes.
Not yet, right? Do you lather on Asia, guys? I mean, that's where you actually meet some people. You know, I think I lathered
Yeah, I
in
do
Asia,
sometimes.
or one of the Koreans lathered in NA. Yeah, so I faced Crank. You guys remember Crank? He used to be with Axiom, so I faced him. So you know that. So they do play on different regions. You never know. You play somebody that you know. Of course, a lot of the pros play barcodes, and sometimes you don't even know who they are until they wreck you. Alright, so the guys are trying something in Korea now. Let us know as soon as you guys know that confirm that it's working, that we can join the game. Right now, guys, people joining the video right now, the stream on the chat. We are still trying to get onto a game because Battle.net is having issues creating lobbies. I don't know if that's happening everywhere.
I managed to join in the lobby. Yeah.
And this is in Korea.
Yeah, this is in Korea.
Alright, we're gonna hop onto Korea. I'm gonna hop onto Korea also. And then we can get the game going. So that's good to show. That's good to see. The next test for us is to see. Let's go to that channel, PSL channel, of course, same thing. Yeah, and Crank's on Liquid now, but he used to be on Axiom. Alright, so let me go to PSL with you guys on Korea. And just invite me to the game when you guys are good to go. The first match that we're gonna see, guys. Let's show the thing again. There you go. Who's our first match, Mizel?
Okay, it's going to be Extinct versus Floki, Zerg versus Protoss.
All right, I like that. I like watching that. So
Yeah.
we're gonna try this if we can get this going. And I assume we've done all the videos and all that.
We have breaking news already. I think Gleg is available to play today.
Oh, there you
Bernal
go.
would be, yeah.
He made it just in time. All right, so that's good. Good, we haven't vetoed him. You know, we haven't forfeited this spot yet, so that's good. So we're gonna start with these two guys. When you're ready to go, stop the cams for the casters and just leave the players that are playing. Are they ready to go? Let's mute them. Make sure you guys mute them.
Can someone invite Mizel? Can someone invite Mizel?
Ako na.
Alright guys, it looks like we finally got this thing going, and we have the two players hopping on now, and they're gonna be muted, of course. We don't want them to hear our casting, of course, so they'll be muted. In fact, they're muted now. So I'm here with Malupate. We're ready to go.
Can't referee make us referee?
I don't think they can hear us now, so you have to type it and chat it. Okay guys, so they're about ready to start. Malupate. What's your prediction here? Floki versus Extinct. What's the score and who?
I think this would be an easy 2-0 for Floki.
Really? Alright.
Since Protoss is really, I think Protoss is broken against Zerg due to the Void Ray openings, and the late game is really hard to play against Protoss if you're a Zerg. So we'll see about that. By the way, KJ, you're the host.
I'm the host? Oh, I'm the host. Okay, they made me a host. Interesting. Alright, normally guys, let's make them the host, not me. But let's do this anyway. Okay, it looks like we're ready to go. We're gonna get started with the game, guys. I'm here with Malupate. 2-0.
Extinct is really good at cheesing, but the thing about Floki is, I'm pretty well known as a very cheesy Zerg when I play, and me and Alvin has been practicing a lot to counter any sorts of that. So I think that is why he agreed to play the map Submarine, even though it's very small, Okay. So we'll see about that.
Alright, well, anyway, guys, we're about to start. This is
Storm StarCraft League Season 1 Philippines.
Okay. Here in the bottom right, the Zerg player. He is
Extinct.
Malupate, go ahead, introduce.
And on to the upper left corner of Submarine LE, we've got the red Protoss,
Floki.
Floki.
There you go, yeah. So our intro does say the names.
Game paused.
But with, oh, there seems to be some lag there, I think. But, you know, I think at this point, we're just happy to get the game going. Even
Yeah.
if there's lag, because, you know, I mean, I think the Filipinos are used to dealing with lag, if you think about it, right? That's like a normal thing these days.
And in Asia server in Korea, it's a little bit higher than in the Singapore server on NA.
Or US West, right? But that's really
Yeah.
odd because, you know, look, Floki says his ping is 59, so he should be okay. Now the webcam doesn't cause the lag really. That's just a latency thing, you know what I mean? Versus like bandwidth.
Yeah.
So that's not really the issue here. Okay, so they're gonna try again. Let's go see if this gets going.
Game resumed.
And we're back, guys. Alright, so a probe scout after a pylon.
And the 12 pool already coming up onto the side of Extinct.
Yeah, 12 pool.
So we'll see what would be the reaction of Loki into this. And I think Alvin already knows something is wrong, you know. Something is coming his way.
Yeah, the late hatchery. What race do you play, Malupit?
I'm Ender Junior on the qualifiers.
Oh, you're the one that did that. Ah, gotcha. And so tell us about your StarCraft journey so far, you know, how long you've been playing, you know, the best results you have on ladder, that kind of thing. What level are you these days?
Well, currently I'm at around 4K MMR, high diamond one. And I just started playing when quarantine happened, you know.
When did that start?
I saw my I think around 6 months ago, 7 months ago.
So you're back 6 months. That's good to see. All right, well, there's action here, guys. 6 lings. The wall is already closed, and another zealot. Oh no, he's not making another one. He's just gonna keep it to that one.
Yeah.
So this is just a test, right? The skill check test. Can you handle a 12 pool? Loki doesn't look scared at all. He's like, whatever, man. He just keeps expanding.
Yeah, he's just walling out.
Yeah.
You know?
He knows also that there's a hatchery behind this, so he knows it's not. It's probably not that all in, right? So it's not, so there you go. Standard adept afterwards. No gas too for the Zerg, right? So
right. So good skill checks here coming on onto the side of Extinct. Shield batteries up and running. And if discipline would come into play, I think Extinct would be stopping the link production. More drones would be added up here into the fray. So as a Zerg, I don't like this kind of openings because you kind of get behind from that economy into the economy standpoint, right?
Yeah, I don't like doing this either. Actually, I don't think I've 12 pooled more than twice in like 100 games just to try it out. I don't really I don't like 12 pool. It just seems like if you don't do anything, you're just so far behind. It's kind of GG. So I'm like, nah.
Especially being with Protoss being really popular with the Stargate openers these days.
Oh, he loses one.
Oh, yeah.
And he actually got forced to making spores too, so.
And the Adapt managed to survive, ladies and gentlemen, with only a sliver of health remaining. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Extinct is kind of did a skill check on Alvin, but yeah, Floki did that too. So they are really showing their caliber at this point in time.
Pretty even worker count. Actually, Protoss is now pulling away. So Extinct actually got to drone up well enough, but he's gonna lose that Overlord, so that's not cool. But he's not supply block.
He would be a little
yet.
bit supply block, yeah.
Not just yet. Yeah, I guess he is technically supply block now. So there you go, 36 or 36. Can't make anything else except Overlords, and he's not making an Overlord. Oh, I guess his Overlord popped out. Okay, so he just got it.
Now third base up and running onto the side of Extinct. And Glaive Adept opening onto the side of Loki.
Yeah, Glaives, more gateways.
Mm-hmm.
If he
And
makes two more gates or one more gate out, he's making more. I think this is kind of all in. I don't think he thinks. I don't think he thinks Extinct can handle it, so he's gonna do this.
Yeah, because I think the standard reaction would be is an earlier Roach Warden, right? But this is a little bit late, I think.
Well,
And
here's my feeling on it. If he stops making drones and he just makes as soon as this has to be his last batch. He has to know. I think he has to sacrifice or at least look a bit more. He doesn't have too much vision.
Right.
He just can guess at this point.
Because usually we stop at 41 drones, right? If we scouted these glaives at depth opening. But
yeah,
since
he's at
will,
39, so 38.
Yeah.
Oh, he's getting Overlord speed, so now he's gonna confirm. And actually, the Zerg is only making lings, so it's not like he's making drones. As soon as that Roach Warren is done, and it's done, he should be making roaches. He hasn't made one yet.
Yeah. And a little bit of common misconception that low ranks kind of do is that when they see that it's glaive adepts, is that they spam lings. But you need a little bit of roaches into the fray as well, right?
Yeah, you need roaches, and you can't have to be defending 3 spots too. So you're better off like moving all your drones into just 2 spots, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah, but
you gotta take it seriously because basically, he's pretty, he's gonna try to do this with just lings, and so far so good. But here comes a big warp, and he can't lose this prism. If he loses this prism,
he can't lose this prism.
Oh
my goodness!
Okay,
this is a really big display onto the side of Loki, ladies and gentlemen. But the Queen's overextending onto the War Prism. One of already 2 of them falling down. More links being added up by Extinct.
Yeah, he's still making links. He's not making roaches at all, which I'm really surprised. He had the roach tech already. He has a lot of gas. Why does he keep making links? We gotta have to ask him that. I'm really surprised.
The Queen's already falling down, and I think one more can fall here.
Yeah, he needs to send that back, but he's not. Let's see, the Shade, he's gonna finish the Shade, do damage on the other side. Only 5 workers killed so far, not too terrible, but losing Queens is bad.
Yeah, losing Queens is bad. And since Floki know that a lot of Queens has already falling down, he made a new Warp Prism here, and already attacking at 2 fronts, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he kind of has to. I mean, look, he might kill this Hatcher already. There's no 3rd base. And if he keeps seeing lings, like, you know what? I'm not scared.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised he's not making roaches until just now. He had the money.
Yeah. It's a little bit late. And I think he might lose a hatchery here.
Well, Floki's being a little careful. Let's see. There you go. There's a nice shade on that side. So he's fighting on 2 fronts. Guys, I have to zoom out here because there are 2 fights here.
Yeah. And more pressure coming up onto the side of Loki, ladies and gentlemen. And I think he would transition into Colossus deck after this push. But we'll see. 3rd hatchery would be sniped down.
I don't even know if he needs to go to Colossus at this point. He's just making
I think he can
immortals.
finish this game.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, you know what? You're in trouble, bro. 37
Yeah.
workers, 2 bases. He's getting his 3rd. The Protoss is in good shape here.
Yeah, I think Extinct transition into roaches very late. But one thing to keep in mind here is that if Alvin stopped this pressure,
who's Alvin?
Extinct,
Extinct?
If Floki stopped this pressure, Zerg can really counterattack. He doesn't have that much immortals, and Roach speed is already up and running onto the side of Extinct. But this Roaches would be caught once again, and they are out of position once this Adepts shades in here. Yeah, this is just too much here.
Well, you know what? The other big thing too is the supply for army count is about the same. So even these roaches are not that scary.
Yeah. And even the Immortal making its way here to reinforce the army of Loki.
Yeah, and the Nexus is done now for Protoss too, so he really doesn't even need to do that much.
Yeah.
Either, but we'll see.
I I think we're just waiting for the final result of this matchup already. This match has been, I think it's safe to say that it's kind of concluded, unless a very big misplay onto the side of Floki happens. But yeah, more sentries to add up here to provide this pressure. And the Glaive's Adepts are just hammering away onto this Roaches. Yeah, this is just too much.
Yeah, he's not actually doing the biles until just now. That was his first bile.
Oh my goodness!
But he does get the Prism twice, so
yeah.
maybe a couple more shots or one shot is done. But that's really his only hope. If he kind of somehow kills that Prism, no reinforcement, and crush this force, maybe he has a chance.
Yeah.
But he loses the base.
And more Stalkers to add up here to provide more damage per second. But this Biles is really what is keeping Extinct alive here. But yeah, I think this is just too much onto the side of Extinct. Loki just hammering away and bringing in the Wrecking Havoc in here.
Yeah, he's wreaking havoc, that's for sure. But he doesn't even need to do that. I mean, he has his base. So
yeah,
just be careful here, not to overextend here. Bile's gonna go down, gonna kill that Prism. This is what I was afraid of. No more reinforcements. But, you know, his army is actually not bad.
Yeah, he can deal with it.
Yeah. So if I was Floki here, I'd go home.
Yeah. And just macro behind, you know, you have the third base. You have the economy advantage. You have the worker advantage.
Yeah, he just has to kind of clean up his base now. Move the the probes from his mineral lines for the main base down. He's oversaturated there. Normal stuff. While powering. Extinct is trying to expand. Yeah, look at that. Look, Extinct is trying to expand, but
I think this is a bad call from Extinct to actually counterattack. Shield batteries would be finished before his Roaches would be available for action here onto the third base, but this Immortal would be caught off guard.
Extinct has a larger army, but not really that good of an army.
Yes, especially against Protoss, you know, that army supply count doesn't really match up as well, since Protoss units are really good, especially when they are near their shield batteries. Disruptor Tech would be the choice of the plan of action here for Floki.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, I like that better than Colossus, just because it's Roaches, you know. Roaches aren't that, you know. Colossus don't really do that well on that. Good scout, seeing how ahead he is.
Yeah, seeing almost everything. But he hasn't scouted this the third base position that Extinct opted to go to.
Yeah, he doesn't know about it. Oh, he does. He does see it. He sees it. He scouted it earlier somehow. So he saw that he did expand there for third, and a fourth one coming up for Extinct. These Zealots are just donations right now.
Yeah.
And he can afford that because he's so far ahead. He even has more workers,
but
so.
And in terms of upgrades, I think Floki has an advantage to it. Charge lots, the glaive, you know, Blink is already halfway done. +1 is being researched here. And one questionable thing for Extinct is that he's opting to go for that melee upgrade.
Yeah, maybe he plans on using Lings again. He started off with Lings. He really loved the Lings. And of course, he's had to make Roaches, but I guess he wants to go back to Lings. I'm not sure.
Because I think Ling Bane Hydra is a good composition against ZVP. Then, because it's easier to transition to Lurkers into the late game, right?
Yeah, but that's not irrelevant now, right? This game is already late. There's no tech anywhere near Ling Bane, you know, Hydra, so you know, it's just pointless now. I think he has to stick with this composition and just go for a win with Ling Bane Roach. That's pretty much I think. Ling Bane Roach and Ravagers. I don't think he can transition to any other tech.
Yes, especially since Protoss is also maxing out, and even with the upgrade advantage too.
One thing though, Protoss doesn't have an observer to clear out this creep. So that's kind of a think he should make at least one and then go
Yeah.
with cleaning up, doing a power push. But we'll see what he does.
Yeah.
He does take a fourth base though, so it's kind of like, okay, he's a little bit a little bit patient with all of this.
Roach run by here onto the side of Extinct.
Yeah.
Two probes will be falling down. And here comes the Observer.
There it is. Okay, so now that he has Observer, I think if you're Protoss here, you just kind of clear up, fight the fights you know you'll win, then back off.
Yeah.
You know, you guys, the supply is pretty close, but you've had the lead most of this game. So you have 2 disruptors too, so.
And here we see Floki already moving up, clearing the creep across the map. And especially in maps against like Submarine, this kind of happens a lot, is that when your opponent is not clearing creep, you kind of reach their third base at a very early time. But yeah, this is a scary army onto the side of Floki.
Yeah, he's got Archons now, 3 disruptors. He needs like a really good... he's attacking on one side too, so that's the only thing.
Yeah.
The Bailey hits are not bad, but...
And the disruptor shot.
The disruptor shot just missed. He needed that. Actually, you know what? I like this fight more for Extinct, man. I think
for
he kind of...
Extinct, right? Yeah.
he kind of bungled that. He took too much Baneling shots.
And I don't know what happened. The disruptors were in front of the army.
Yeah, that was miscontrol there. There's a small chance for Extinct now, but he's still advantage on Protoss, I think. Let's zoom out of here and see the positioning. You know, it's a lot better chance now for Extinct. I still think Floki's favored here. But, you know, there's no more disruptors. And that's a big deal. And there's only one Immortal. Okay, here's the fight. The Archons need to be up front. There it is.
Right.
There's the blink. Go back. Here it is.
I think Extinct kind of overextended there. Outside of the creep. And here comes the Stalkers, would be hammering away onto this remaining Ravager.
Yeah, running out of army here. Protoss army remains strong.
And here comes the Blink and Morlings to follow up, but they are just going to be cleared out by these Archons.
And that's going to be GG. Loki takes game 1.
Loki takes game 1. It has a lot of questionable moments, but you know, maybe it might be the tournament fingers craving into you. But yeah, good win coming in from Floki. And a lot of questionable choices from Extinct, actually.
Yeah, Floki had a mistake where he overextended, you know, took too much hits on the Banelings, that kind of thing. But his lead was just too big. He really couldn't give that game away.
Yeah, and we'll see game number 2. What would be the next map? And especially, that is the thing for Alvin that I forgot to mention earlier, is that sometimes he doesn't like competing because of the, you know, it makes him nervous.
So which Alvin again? Tell us who Alvin is.
I mean Floki.
Okay.
Floki. I'm sorry. Because his other username is just Alvin, you know. So I'm really
got it. Well, it's Christmas time, so maybe Alvin and the Chipmunks can take care of things and be more, be a bit more.
Yeah, we all know him that he is very nervous. He sometimes that's why he likes to play custom games rather than ladder. So yeah.
He had a good first game, so maybe he'll be less nervous.
Yeah, right. You know, already having the feel of the competition, right? Mizzle is offline.
Well, we don't need Mizzle for this. We can start the game without him.
Yeah.
We're casting this. We're good to go. So... Alright guys, we got game 2 coming up here. Now, it looks like your prediction is looking good so far here.
Yeah.
We are gonna head into this second game, and it'll be on Jagannatha. And this is...
Storm StarCraft League Season 1 Philippines.
That's right, Season 1 Philippines. Game 2. Alright, in the bottom left, we have the Zerg player looking to come back.
Extinct.
Go ahead, Malupe.
And on to the upper right corner of Juggernaut, the LE. We've got the purple Protoss with the 1-0 advantage.
Floki.
There you go. You know, his intro video shows him with a lot of confidence, but as you said, he's usually very nervous.
Yeah. Alright, so standard opening here onto the side of Extinct, but
Being blocked. That's annoying for Zerg.
wow. Yeah.
Right?
And I think it's good for Extinct to actually do a drone scout here.
Ooh, he comes back.
is
Nice job. Nice job. See, this is why me as Protoss, I usually drop down a pylon to make sure he can't come back there, because you can cancel it. But
and then you can just cancel it, right?
exactly. So I play both Protoss and Zerg, and I've gotten to masters on both of them. So that I kind of like to see both sides and see how they play each other.
Yeah, yeah.
And it helps each of my races, right? Because I know at least on that matchup.
Yeah, because you can understand the timings if you play the other races, right?
I also understand what's annoying to each of them.
Yeah. Like if you are Protoss, it's very annoying to get Link Flood, you know. And if you are Zerg, it's very annoying to be hatch block. And one tip that Nux gave me is that usually Zerg brings down their drone at around 200 minerals.
Yep, that's true.
It's good to bring down your drone at around 36 seconds game time. So if you scouted that the probe is going to hatch block you, if you manage to get to the third base, it would be still on 0.51. So standard timing as well.
Yeah, but you know, a third base somewhere further out sucks. So I mean, I get that,
That's
but
right,
it still
that's right.
sucks because then you have to transfer, and then you'll have to deal with the adept in between. That's the problem.
Like assassinating drones transferring from your main to the third.
Yeah, it's just not a good thing. So I think if you're Protoss, every time you might as well do a block every single time. So some Zergs, what they do is now they get the hatchery a little earlier. They try to save minerals. So that's one way to do it. Or they hide it, and then when the guy goes up, they go down. But typically a good Protoss would put down a pylon anyway. So
And hatch blocking the third. Oh my goodness.
nah, he's not gonna be able to. There are lings, so there you go. He knows that. He just wanted one more delay. He should be okay for a little while until speed finishes. And he's actually hanging out too long now, and he's gonna pay for it.
And the Overlord onto the main scouted that it's an adept first. So the Overlord onto the main would be scouting that it is not a Stargate opener.
Our army be
Well, he didn't see the Twilight, so
yeah, that's right.
Overlord didn't see the Twilight. All he saw is if he saw the adept, great, and then a stalker. So he didn't really know too much. But the Ling is coming to confirm what's going on. He will see. Will he see the Twilight? Yeah, he sees the Twilight. So he saw it. I don't think he saw the Chrono Boost.
Yeah. Now another Glaive opening adepts would be the plan of action here onto the side of Floki. We'll see if Extinct actually manages to defend this the right way this time.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if you're Protoss and he keeps making links, and you're like, huh, will he even learn on this game, next game?
Right.
I would do it again. That's for sure. But
this
a
time,
fast layer here for Extinct.
Yeah, fast layer and an earlier Roach Warden plus 3 gases here. So yeah, I think Extinct is going Roach heavy this game.
Okay, so what do we got going on here? Spore, because he's not sure if there's going to be a Oracle somewhere or a DT with the Twilight in there, but he is getting lair, so
yeah. War Prism already on the way here onto the side of Loki. Glaive Adepts would be finishing in a little bit now. And more gases here. So yeah, this is a very interesting game number 2. This
Yeah.
might have a different outcome.
Yeah, Glaives is done. No D. Is there a DT shrine? No DT shrine. So there you go.
Mhm.
He's gonna test him out, but I think much better shape for Extinct this time. He has a lot of lings, and he's making roaches. So.
Mhm. And he stopped droning at 43, and his army supply is way ahead now onto the side of Extinct.
There he is. Did he see this? I don't think he saw this, but it's there. Okay, here comes the adepts. This is all about how the adepts do damage. Tumor first. He's gonna be surrounded.
Yeah, good reactions onto the side of Extinct. This adept, the adepts will be cleaned out, but they managed to shade in onto the natural here. Where is the Warp Prism? Warping into the main as well. Another good multi-prong attack here onto the side of Loki. Would be managing to snipe the queens, but here comes the adepts onto the main base.
Yeah, good split here for Loki. Much better response for Extinct, but you know, this time there's a prism to deal with.
Yeah. That was one of the big difference makers onto the game. One is that the Warp Prism has been sniped off. Yeah, good place coming in from Floki. And good reactions onto the side of Extinct, but yeah, the execution from Floki is just way different compared to game number 1.
14 workers killed. 28 workers left for Mr. Extinct here. Not looking good.
And Floki managing to escape the queens here. This means that all of these queens would be out of position to deal with the Warp Prism if he manages, if he decides to go onto the natural here.
Well, the other big problem too is the queens aren't injecting. So,
yeah,
that is a big deal. There it is. He's gonna try, but not gonna work. There's one adept left out here. Okay, so 18 workers killed. 24 workers left for Mr. Extinct here, man. Not looking good at all.
Yeah, not looking good at all. Even though he had the appropriate response, is that this is just too much onto the side of Loki in terms of mechanics. But a good thing to keep in mind here is that Loki is opting to go for that triple Stargate. So this might transition a little
he's gonna
bit
see
onto
it. He's gonna see it.
Yeah.
There you go. And he sees 3 Void Rays. But you know what? So what if you see it? He was broke, man. He lost so many workers. He's not just trying to catch up. I guess that would mean more queens for Mr. Extinct here. If he can afford it.
I think the right call would be is more queens. Rather than rushing this Hydralisk then.
Yeah, Hydralisk are, I think more queens. Just...
Like, more Hydralisk would make you go broke, especially the charge slots just massacres Hydralisk, man.
Okay, so
Alright.
It looks like he's gonna take a 3rd base. He feels confident. Meanwhile, Mr. Zerg is trying his best to catch up. He's getting range upgrades.
+1 missile attack too.
Yeah.
But this is just scary onto the side of Protoss. 3 Void Rays plus more Immortals, and I think he would just be spamming that warp in for the Zealots later on. The Warp Prism is still alive, up and running.
Yes.
And we see Loki pushing onto the map again, once again.
You know what? He can, because look, there's what, 5 Void Rays here, and there's only 4 queens. The Hydras, how many's out there now? 1 Hydra? 2? 2 more coming in? So if he attacks now, actually, I don't think Extinct can handle it.
Yeah, he doesn't have much here to defend. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Here comes the big
but
engage.
he does have, if he attacks here, there's already 3 spores here. The funny thing is, if he attacked in the middle, it would have been better. But let's see.
Yeah.
Good force fields. These Void
Good
Rays
engage. Yeah.
still there.
Oh, but
6
to the-
down to 5 Void Rays. Oh man, 3 Void Rays.
My goodness.
Oh, is he gonna clean up?
Yeah, but the queens would be melting.
No more. One more Void Ray left, but there's 2 Archons. I mean, 2 Immortals. Nice force fields here.
Wrapping the Ravagers. And this is just too much onto the side of Extinct. The Warp Prism, one thing to keep in mind is that the Warp Prism is still bringing reinforcements here onto the side of our purple Protoss. And this is just
27
too much
workers
here.
left.
Yeah. And I think I predicted this game right.
Yeah, it's about to be
2-0.
over.
Hmm. 2-0 would be the verdict here.
Alright, looks like that's gonna do it. Let's get our second game going and do interviews afterwards. 2-0 for Mr. Floki. Extinct is gonna wait for the losers match, hoping to get out of that.
Two-zero victory onto the side of Floki. Game 1 was a little bit shaky, but game number 2, man, that was just that was just good play coming in from Floki. And I managed to say the 2-0. I managed to predict the 2-0 because not only because that Protoss is OP, but I think
Alright,
since
man.
I think yeah, I think since Extinct doesn't have his own computer.
You just know the players better too, right? I mean, you do know the players. I don't know if the Protoss won that because they're OP, but I think it's because you know that Floki is just really good, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right,
And
because
even
you know the
though
Protoss players are gonna strangle you later.
Yeah. And Extinct doesn't have his own computer the majority of the quarantine period, and he just managed to buy one, I think, last month. So yeah. But yeah, Protoss OP, you know.
There you go, guys. You heard it from Malupate himself. Alright, so we're gonna get the next match. Inferno makes it in time for his match.
Yeah.
He's gonna face Viole. Tell me about these 2 players while we wait.
So both of them reigning from Team Kingslayer's gaming team, and Infernal is also from Team EXO, one of the championship caliber clans here in the Philippines. I think Floki, Xenos, and Infernal is from Team EXO, and they have their respective championships under their belt. And for Viole, he is the young gun from Caloocan. He is a relatively new player, but already showing signs of excellence. Very high potential for that guy. And one thing to keep in mind is that onto the last Gold to Diamond tournament, they faced off each other, where at the end Infernal managed to win it all into the championship. But yeah, he eliminated Viole 2-1. So Viole was saying to me, as I'm the team captain on KSGT, is that I want to redeem myself, man. This is a revenge match, kumbaga. So yeah.
Got it. Okay, well, this is bragging rights if you think about it. I think, we're gonna be recording PSL. This will be our own version of GSL. So to me, this is really, you're at the world stage too, by the way. So we're gonna be putting this on YouTube and promote this internationally. So I think this is the one that you want to win.
Right. Especially with big brands and big names looking onto you or watching you play, right?
Yeah, once you start making a name for yourself, people know this is the bragging rights. They're not gonna remember all the old school stuff. Whoever wins here, I think, has the bragging rights to start. It's a fresh start, so whatever the old stuff is, great, but you have a fresh start, man. The best person, the best player today. That's what we care about. Who is the best player today, right now? Who will perform?
Right. So this one's a little bit tricky to predict, since both of them is, I think, equal in terms of skill level. But the thing about Viol is that he only plays this one style at every matchup. And for Gleg, for Invernal, having those years into his experience, having been competing in a lot of local LAN tournaments, is that veteran mindset gives you more flexibility to adapt, right?
So this is TVT, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that is PT.
And so you're saying that, we only has one style? And what style is that?
You know how Innovation plays? Like, he only has one build order for each matchup, like TVP, TVZ, TVT, and he just wins it because he's just better than his opponent in terms of mechanics. Viol plays that way. He is very leaning towards his mechanics.
Yeah, but is he
plays
better?
Really
Do you think he's better by, that he can keep doing that?
He plays really fast. That's one thing I can say. But sometimes when he is being pressured, is that his micro slips up a little bit. But we'll see about that. I'm really excited for this match.
Okay, let's go check with our admins where we are for our players here. Viol, I see Viol. I don't see Invernal yet. Now we do have a forfeit rules here, so if he doesn't show up anytime soon, it's already been a while, we're gonna lose a game. So we'll see. Let's go double check with Mr. DLS Mizel.
Okay, ready na kayo?
Hey
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Ay, nasa ano pala kami?
Hey,
Nasa
is
Asia
Invernal
kami.
forfeiting?
Switch ako.
Hey Mizel, is Invernal forfeiting or what's going on?
He's forfeiting. So we're
Oh, I thought
moving
he was
on
coming
to
back.
Viol
Okay.
versus Viol.
Alright, cool.
Yep.
Alright, then we'll go back up. Alright, so I guess Invernal is not gonna make it, forfeiting. So we're gonna go with the next one. I thought you said that he might have made it, but he's not. So we're gonna skip that matchup.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go with the other one. Viol versus
TVP.
the winner's match. Okay, so this will be a Protoss versus Terran, right?
Right.
All right. There he is. That's the guy. Let's take a quick look at Mr. Viol. That's him already. All ready to go. Like you say, he plays like Innovation. If he feels like he's better than you, he's just gonna do standard. If he doesn't feel you're better than, if he doesn't feel like he's better than you, what is he gonna do?
He plays like, if he feels that you're better, he just plays faster, really fast, like triple prong attack, like dropping at multiple places at once. He really likes to play fast. And one thing to keep in mind is that all of the Terrans right now, we have our GC here in the StarCraft Philippines, they are ranting about how Protoss is really hard to play, especially in a high level. So we'll see about that. I'm really excited for this match.
Alright, well, at this point, people can keep complaining about Protoss, but they have to beat them. So there you go.
Yeah.
You gotta do it, guys. Make your play do the talking. So here you go. I think we're ready to go. These are the players. We saw Floki against Zerg. Crushed the Zerg. We don't know how Viol is really yet. At least for me, I haven't really seen him play. So we'll figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
and they're muted and good to go too. So just waiting on the invite. What's your prediction here? What's the score?
I think it's going to be a 2-1 in favor of Viol.
2-1. Got it. I can't make a prediction because I don't know Viol, but from what I saw with Floki, and you said that, you know, they had some bragging rights things, it's close enough. I can't make a prediction still. It's close enough, right? So we'll go with that 2-1. Right. We'll just copy you. Okay, so let's get this hang tight, guys. We're waiting to start the game. They're making the game. So Viol the Terran against this Mr. Protoss. Jeez, man. Have you off raced, by the way? Have you tried off racing, Malupit?
Yeah, I play Terran. Because wait, KJ, I can't invite you to the lobby.
You can't invite me to the lobby? Oh, you have to be friends. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. All right, go ahead. We're ready to go. Try it now.
Invited?
Yep. There it is, guys. I got the invite. It looks like we're about ready to go. Floki's lights got turned off, so we don't see the lady in the background walking back there. But we're going to turn off our cameras now as casters and let the players stand for themselves. There you go. These are the two players. It's about to start. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner's match. There you go. He wanted that light back on, so it's back on, guys. Just for him. This is
Storm StarCraft League Season 1 Philippines.
Okay, we have on the top left, we saw him win the first match. He is
Floki.
Go ahead.
And onto the bottom right corner of Lightshade LE, we've got the young gun from Caloocan,
Viole.
Now, Mr. Viole did not send us a video intro, so we're using this static one for now for him. But remember, guys, you need a video. There's a chance you can get forfeited automatically if you don't get that for us. So, what are we seeing here? Kinda Viole.
Standard.
Yeah, standard, but he's not trying to block the Reaper jump point.
Yeah.
He's looking for a proxy, or no, he's not, was he? No, I guess not.
I think Floki would be the one proxying.
You'd think he would be, right? Yeah.
Especially in Lightshade, there's a lot of nooks and crannies into the map. But yeah, I think this would be just a standard probe scout here onto the side of Floki. And back to how Viol plays, that he really plays this marine mine style a lot in every matchup. But the thing that makes him different and good among other Terran players is that he really likes to play multi-prong a lot.
Oh, and yeah, he loses the probe. Not a good
loses the probe.
Right there, yeah. But you
and
were saying about the mines. Go ahead.
And when I saw how he plays in international tournaments, Viol can really go toe-to-toe against other big Protoss players here onto the OCE scene.
Let me ask you this. You call it Viol. I see it as Viole. We're going to have to ask him, which one is it?
Yeah, I think we need to ask him that. But I think he's okay with both of them, actually, because
Yeah, there's
No,
okay. So look, he's making 3 racks. So he loves
barracks.
bio. That you were right about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if he adds the mines there later.
The current meta here onto the side of TVP is that Terran tends to lean on those mid-game pushes, right? Like with their siege tanks, with and even pulling SCV sometimes, because late game Protoss, late game TVP is very mechanically demanding when you play it. So we'll see about here. 3
Yeah,
barracks is a little bit.
You know,
Interesting.
the thing is Protoss too, like when they get set up in the end where they have everything they want, they're really hard to beat. I get that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they have Storm, along with Colossus and all that, right? Even Sky
Mm-hmm.
Toss, they're really hard to beat. So a lot of Terrans I'm noticing are going for mid-game attacks, like you said.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's where Terran thrives, in mid game, because their early game is not that strong like Zerg, but in mid game I think they're the most prominent onto that one. But already a stack of Marines here onto the side of Viol, Stim Pack and +1, so I think we're right about that mid game push timing onto our Terran player here.
Yeah, and he's not teching, he's just really making a lot of bio, so he's gonna try to hit
Right.
him. Actually, I played the other night and I got wrecked by this bio play because I didn't realize it
Yeah.
was completely all bio. So it's
Mhm.
really important here that Protoss sees this so they can prepare, because you're gonna need a lot of units
Mm-hmm.
and maybe some AoE later too. But right now he's taking it pretty seriously. He has three gateways and he's going blink actually.
Yeah. I think Floki is opting to go for that parting blink build.
Yeah, the funny thing is this over observer is still staying here instead of going to check out what's going on the other side. Okay, as I
Right.
say that, he's now going. But he's gonna miss this big army. He's going on the left side. This could really catch him off guard. He does have 2 shield batteries, so I think he has the sense of it already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a lot of bio force onto the side of Viol. And as we can see,
Here it
Floki
is.
is
Let's
opting
see.
to go for that Colossus, but this falls down to Micro.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he wants to get a piece of that, so he backs off.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, he finally just now makes the factory, so it's very late, but he at least is getting a +1 upgrade.
Right.
No third command center, so but no third nexus for Protoss either, so both of them are being super safe actually.
Mm-hmm. But here comes the third command center onto the side of Viol. And
On location too, that's very bold. Can't
moving
pin the-
forward, what would be the plan here for our Terran?
Yeah, Protoss sees this third command center being created on the spot. If Protoss, he's getting Colossus tech too, so
Mhm.
this is looking really good. Once he gets that Colossus out there, you're in trouble, man. If you don't, well, maybe just one is not as scary, but
Yeah,
once you get 2 or 3, either
Mhm.
way, Colossus, it's still scary, right?
Mm-hmm. And especially since the starport is late, by the time I think 2 or 3 Colossus would be out, I think the Vikings would be not on par to deal with that.
Well, that's the thing, right? If you don't have enough Vikings, you might as well not make any Vikings. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to spend money on something else. And he's not making the Vikings right now. In fact, he doesn't even have a medivac. This command center is gonna finish though. And here's a big attack of Blink Stalkers. Let's see the micro here. And take that one SCV. Cancel that. He's being very careful. I like the way this Protoss plays.
Yeah, just poking, not
no-
looking for any big engagement as of the moment.
Yeah, Protoss does have a base to fall back on. I think he wanted to cancel that command center, but he got there too late. Because he could have canceled that if he had kind of gotten there earlier, especially with his Blink Stalkers. Snipe that, not
Yeah.
even cancel, but at least delay it a lot. He was just a little late.
Mm-hmm. And one thing to keep in mind is that the mines are already coming up onto the side of Viole. So we'll see what would be the plan of action here. And once again, Floki just poking a little bit, not opting to go for that big engagement.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. He has Blink. He has 2 Colossus at home already waiting. Here's the big army moving to the right. He's gonna join it. I think he senses something's coming here. Let's go zoom out so I can get a better shot of this. 2 Colossus, no shield battery support on that side of the base yet. But let's see. So this stim, like he's stimming all his army and is taking damage actually. So, you know, Viole not really stimming just the part that needs to be. He's stimming everything.
Yeah. As their team captain, I think I've mentioned that a lot to him, is that he tends to overstim his army. And yeah, it's still showing up until his game day, I guess.
Yeah, there's charge lot already ready to. The good news is he has +1, 1-1 already, and 2-2 coming. So.
But at this point, I think the right thing for the Terran to do is just don't force any big engagement too. Like maybe you can do some drops, you know, to annoy your Protoss opponent.
He scouts him with 3 Colossus. He's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, that is just too much to fight at this point.
You know, the other big problem is this Observer sees everything. He still has not cleared that out.
Like, the thing about the Protoss, predicting your composition, predicting when you're going to move out is a little bit, is a really big thing for Protoss, especially.
Yeah, you don't want to predict. You want to know. So he knows. And that's a big deal. So he's making a few Vikings. This is only 4 Vikings. He's gonna need a lot more than that.
But Viole is already nearing into maxing out at this point in time. But does he have the right composition though?
Yeah, and for Protoss, no Storm yet. Coming, he's just now making Templar Archives. So, you know, Protoss can lose this if they lose all the Colossus. That's how it works.
Right.
But that is a big army for Terran, though. It's bigger by 40 almost. So
yeah. And Floki opting to go for that Disruptor tech once again. We've seen how he controls the Disruptors against Extinct. And to be honest, I'm not that...
Yeah, it didn't do anything.
Yeah,
he had it.
I was not really impressed with it. So against a more fast army like a Bio, we'll see about that, man. But those Disruptor shots can really change.
At least we're seeing some Archons.
Yeah.
Because what we had before was really weak. So this is going to be a little better.
Also, one thing to keep in mind, since all of his army is here, this Zealot run-by is down below here. Onto the 3rd base of Viole can wreak havoc as well.
Yeah, 4th base and 3rd base, killing 7 SCVs now. And counting. Some scans to see where the Protoss army is. Viole knows, okay, it's just that. But he does lose like 20 something. That's pretty much crazy. How did he lose that many workers? It wasn't that many Zealots. That's pretty bad.
Yeah. I think that's just like around 6 or 7 charge slots there. And now the Protoss is reaching its critical mass as well.
I think we're about ready for the real fight. They can't avoid this fight. I think they have to fight. Okay, we're gonna zoom out here, guys. This is a big battle.
And no Liberators. No Liberators onto the side of our Terran here to even zone out this army. And with mines, I don't think the mines would do it.
No, mines are very weak now, right? They were good earlier, but I think, you know, with Disruptors...
Another run-by.
Yeah, another run-by causing even more problems for Viole. You know, Viole had a great start, man, but these run-bys and all that is really causing him some problems. Now, Floki is gonna catch him and max out soon too. So he already has Yeah, how many disruptors? That's a lot of disruptors. 5 disruptors, 3 colossus. He
Yeah.
has storm. Does he have storm yet? Let's go see. Yes, he does have storm. So he has
Yes, he
3
does.
ways. 3 ways of killing you.
Yeah, and this is a really scary army onto the side of our Protoss player here. And even Dark Shrine being added, he already acknowledged that the weakness of Viol is defending multi-prongs. So he's opting to go for a more annoying way to do some run-bys here.
Okay, so he's gonna drop a small force. This is an odd drop at like 13 minutes. It's like the drop you do a lot earlier. But did he just F2? I think he just F2'd. So he F2'd, grabbed that drop back. But this army still hasn't been cleaned up. I'm really surprised what's going on here. It finally now does clean it up.
So in terms of upgrades, 3-3 would be finishing
There's
in a
the
while
drop.
now.
It's kind of a...
Yeah.
It's not really going to do much.
I think he just wasted his medevac there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's a 13-minute drop of that. Usually you get that a lot earlier, like 6 minutes, maybe even 4 minutes. But 13 minutes into the game is not going to do much. And these are the standard Floki donation zealots, right? At this point.
But I think Viol is throwing away a few units so that he can build more Liberators. He was maxed out earlier with just Marine and Marauder, but yeah, he's fine throwing away a little bit of those units too.
Yeah,
so that he can
just get rid
transition
of-
into more units.
That's true.
Yeah. So +2 attack, +3 attack here coming onto the side of our Protoss. Already transitioning onto the Sky Toss, onto the later stages part of the game as the Fleet Beacon is up and running.
I think Terra needs to get going here because once that Fleet Beacon comes into play, man, your Liberator army useless. Here it is. Okay, we're gonna see a fight, a real fight this time, guys.
All right, we'll see. Viol has a sort of timer to beat here if he doesn't want to engage onto that Sky Toss army, but here comes the rest of the army of Floki moving across the map. Those Widow Mines would be getting
That's a
few
funny
good
way.
hits.
Did you see that? Did you see that like location of the Liberator is like right in the middle of the no zone. So it's kind of a pointless one. But it's scaring the Protoss though.
It is zoning the Protoss a little bit. Here comes the Disruptor shots. Yeah, but good army positioning here onto the side of Viol. Would be getting a massive concave, would be sniping away onto these Disruptors as well. But no storms has been thrown as of yet. Good Lincoln.
Protoss has a big army here, but he's scared. He's backing off.
Yeah.
He's not sure. He's losing a Colossus. I'm surprised he lost that. I don't know if this is what you're seeing. Am I seeing both of them go F2? I feel like they're F2ing too much. What do you think? Am I seeing that?
I think Alvin. I think Floki doesn't have an F2 on his key bindings, but
So you think he just grabbed the whole units?
Yeah. Especially since that is a very weird angle to fight for both of them. Like even the Liberators are zoning out nothing. The funny Liberator ones.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a really tough spot to fight to, and I think they are both scared to overcommit or over-engage on that one.
Yeah, there you go. He kills the Liberator that killed quite a few probes, and there's a lot of Tempests now. There's gonna be 3, 4 coming out now.
Yeah. And once this Tempest and Carriers already come into play, it's very hard for Terran to deal with them. Especially with this kind of composition. I think Viol hasn't scouted it yet.
Yeah, actually with the Bio army, you can be a lot faster in terms of because they're a faster group, right? But he's actually being super careful. He's not really darting in and out. He's just kind of doing these small Liberator attacks now, which aren't gonna do that much anymore. But he's expanding.
Yeah, he already controls his side of the map. So good macro here onto the side of Viol.
Yeah, I think Viol is like actually now with macro, getting ahead. Honestly, the supply. Look at the supply. Even his even his like money situation much better. And and the Protoss is not taking care of this properly. He kind of went into the live zone and lost too many, but he didn't clear it out yet. I'm really surprised he did that. He got shot a lot there by the Liberators.
Now,
oh,
Storm
EMP!
would be popping off, but good EMP here onto the side of Bioling, and now he would just be stimming in, and he would be clearing out. Oh my goodness, good disruptor shots.
Good shot. It's getting pretty close here.
Yeah.
Did he run the? He finally now does the overcharge on the shield battery a little late, and these Liberators are gonna go down because there's only these Marauders.
Right. Yeah, that was a close one to call, but a lot of Tempest 2 falls down.
Alright, so we got a little bit of a reset here. But overall, look, Viola has a base up here already.
Yeah.
He's gonna mule the heck out of that, I'm sure. Viola's macro is pretty good, you know. I don't think the Protoss was taking some good fights. So I think Viola's edged him out. In fact, now he has a 60 supply lead. So he's not just edged out.
And even a bigger bank.
Yeah,
so I think if it...
You know, the Disruptor fights there, the Colossus, the Storm, it just didn't execute properly on his side, and he was getting shot by the Liberators, right? So, maybe he had too many. You know how he said, oh, he has this, he has that, but once you get like 3-4 things you have to control as Protoss, you know, it just gets a little messy. Too many spellcasters and things, right?
And the Liberators are just
okay, let's see him.
proving to be a headache too.
Yeah, let's see if he engages properly here. Do not go. He's taking shots with Liberator again. But he does shoot the Disruptors. But look at that. Look at the Liberators. They're cleaning everything up.
Yeah.
And
I think
because
this
of
is just
that,
too much.
that's gonna do it. We have the Terran winning.
Violet.
Game 1. Very cool and collected, Viola. It's like, okay.
Yeah, this is why I predicted it to be 2-1. You know, there's a lot of close calls on that game. There's a lot of like, I think Floki should have won that, but you know, there's a lot of minor things that proves to be a major problem, especially those Liberators being a big headache.
Yeah, and I don't know, I think maybe that's he's just a little nervous. He did mention Floki was nervous, right? He had a great start. He had a great army too, and I think he could have attacked even in the middle, but he kept backing off, and then he kind of bungled 2 main attacks where he took fire. He took fire from those Liberators, lost so many units. There was a point there too. It's not like he did a Storm. It's not like he did Liberator, you know, Disruptor shots. There was a point there he lost so much, right? Well, the second to last big fight, that was rough. But maybe he can calm down for this game too, because he needs to come back here.
And especially those Disruptors were not that effective as well, because remember that tight engagement when they are both maxed out, a few of the Disruptors didn't even fire a shot.
Yeah, he had too many things to control. So this is that point, right? He had Colossus, he had Disruptors, he had Storm, he had DTs. It's like everything is all at once there, right? And then he had the Tempest.
Yeah, and those Tempests were a little bit questionable too, because I think if the Protoss is opting to go for a more turtle-like style, carriers would be a much better choice, I think.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if he wouldn't do better on the carriers or Tempest, but I think if he just kind of took care of the Liberators first instead of going in there, because you can kind of he had enough Tempest, he could probably one shot one of them, back off, one shot, back off, right? But he fought on the Terran's terms, which is go fight in the siege zones, right? That to me was like a control thing. He kind of got nervous maybe, or he just had too many things. We can ask him later, but either way, it is just one game. So maybe he can calm himself down on this next game. He really needs to win this. Otherwise, he's gonna face Extinct for the final match.
Yeah. I guess our players are just having water breaks, you know.
They're back now. They're back. So there you go. We got our game lobby all set up. We're gonna see game 2 here in a minute. Coming up soon, guys, is game 2. Looking good for Viole, right? Better start for to me, better start for Floki. Then Viole in the middle started taking advantages, and then in the late game, continuous creation of armies, right? Protoss army is harder to recreate. You had a lot of tech armies in there.
Yeah, and the way that Viole plays is that once you get his rhythm, you know, once you get his usual vibe on how to play, is that he would just go with the flow, you know. Right.
Okay, let's get going. Alright guys, game is starting up. We are in Romanticide for game 2. This is the winner's match. This is
Storm StarCraft League Season 1 Philippines.
We got a little bit of a pause here, but we can I think we're good to go now. Okay,
Game
there you
resumed.
go. Alright. Top left, the Terran player. He won game 1. He is
Viole.
Alupate, paging.
And onto the bottom right corner of Romanticide LE, fighting to get out of the winner's bracket. He got the purple Protoss.
Floki.
Alright, you think he can do it, man? You think he can come back and calm down here?
Yeah.
Yes?
I think Floki can do it, but we'll see. Viole is already has his momentum on his side, has his flow moving on, so we'll see about that.
Yeah. No one
Earlier
really
on,
knows.
kanina.
Yeah, if he was calmed down, he can definitely do it. But
Yeah.
can he control his nerves? Assuming that's the problem the last game, right?
I was on Mizel's camera kanina, kaya inaabangan ko. Like, I was waiting for it to go down. So I'm sorry.
It's okay. So we'll see what happens with here. Let's see he can calm down and do it. It's just a good scout here. Viole also with a scout. He's gonna see everything is normal. Well, actually, he's blocking it. Viole's gonna block that expansion.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, and he makes him pull 3 workers? This is really surprising. And actually, if he controls it, he can expand now, but he doesn't. Because he spent his money. What? He's meant it here? Look, there was a spot there he could have made the Nexus, but he didn't do it. I'm really surprised, you know. I think Floki, that's a sign, man. I mean, if he can't do that basics right there, I think he's very nervous.
Yeah.
And he finally, at least he gets revenge, kills that SCV.
And there was a time that Terrans like to block the expansions from Protoss. I think Beyond did it in GSL against Parting. And it was really annoying to ladder as a Protoss, you know. But the Reaper.
Okay. All right. Loki getting two things going his way. The SCV and the Reaper doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So at least he's got that. Maybe that'll help him. Because right now, it wasn't looking good, man.
Mm-hmm. And especially even though the jitters starting to cave in into the side of Loki, a lot of small details that transitions into bigger mistakes. But that Reaper was really big too on this side if he wants to, like a morale booster, right?
That's true. In fact, here's the thing. He wants to... Oh, this is great. A third thing goes his way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is really good.
Yeah, good place onto the side of Loki. Finally, something right goes onto his way.
You know what? Here's one thing I'd like to say too. Floki's gonna be really pushing, making his opponent feel the pressure instead. So he's got 3 gateways and a prism already coming out. I like this because then he's gonna force the action. Not this whole let me just go macro up game that Violi likes to do and play safe. Floki is gonna pressure him. This is what I love. You might as well do this, man. Ooh, and he messes up though. He finishes the shade. Can he get out? Can he get out? He gets out. But that guy...
That caught me off guard.
What was that? Okay, he must have been doing something, but you shouldn't be shading if if you're not ready. Anyway, he's got a lot of stalkers, and he doesn't have blink, so he's just gonna kind of micro this with the prism, I think, to make a false... The false blink, the poor man's blink. There's the stalkers. That's a lot of stalkers, guys. This is good pressure. And he just has to micro the ones that are hurt back. Ooh, we can't do that on that.
But this bunker would be destroyed, ladies and gentlemen. And no more units out to the side of Violet to deal with this whatsoever.
This is what we're saying, right?
Yeah, 2-1.
Will he go up to the high ground? He's like, I don't care. I have more units than you.
But the thing is, Viol is supply blocked, but he would be supply blocked even more at this point in time.
Oh my gosh. I think this is it, guys.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it. That was a big mistake there.
Yeah, but the Widow Mind Drop dealing damage onto the side of our Protoss here, but a lot of SCVs falling down onto the side of Viole. And yeah, this is just too much. We'll be heading on to our do or die matchup. Game number 3.
He's gonna go to him. He's gonna go to that Protoss, guys. Nothing you can do at this point. Don't even need blink. Just lots of stalkers. The last of the arm. I'm surprised he's actually staying in this game. He's pretty dead.
That is it.
And that's it. Okay, well, he evens it out. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but just to put a little bit of narrative into it, once Floki messed up that adept, that's when Viol started to get greedy, adding in more barracks and adding in...
Oh, is that what happened?
More tech structures. Yeah.
Okay. So, game 3. I think if you're Floki here, play aggressive. Don't play this game that Violi likes, which is sit back, power up. Play aggressive, man. If you're Viole, what do? Don't lose to the quick attack.
Yeah. And that's the thing about Viole that I was saying, is that he only likes to play one style. But, that one style can be countered out by cheeses, aggressive pushes like that. So this is a really tight game number 3 here. But so far, all of my predictions has been right.
So far, so good.
Yeah, but
Now
want
it's
to take
really
a risk
who's
here.
who's gonna actually
Yeah.
perform here. Now Floki's feeling better, so that's the good news.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have.
I think.
What do you think? Take a pick now. You just gonna stick with that, Floki?
I think Violet will win
Oh,
game
you
number
changing
3.
your mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you? Are you sticking with Floki?
He's risky, but I'm gonna go with Floki just to make this more interesting. Just to make it more
Yeah.
interesting, guys. I'm not sure who's gonna take it, but let's make one bet on each side. I'll take the Protoss, you'll take the Terran. Let's see who will show up. And this is
Storm StarCraft League Season 1 Philippines.
Alright, guys. The bottom left Protoss player, he tied it up. Nice job. He is
Floki.
And on to the upper right corner of Jagannatha LE from Kingslayers Gaming, the young gun from Caloocan.
Violet.
alright. Okay, so he's doing the Reaper jump block off this time. So that's interesting.
Yeah, and I think Floki would be proxying here. Probe already onto the proxy spot here.
So you really think he's gonna proxy, huh? Why do you say that? I think this is still pretty normal right now.
The probe here.
Yeah.
Onto the. Usually, it's very inefficient for Protoss to pull.
Oh,
out
you're
two
talking about
probes.
this guy. No, I didn't see it. All right, yeah, no, right. You're right. Okay, I
Yeah.
see. It's just hanging out here. He may actually make a Stargate because it's so damn
Pilot,
close.
yeah,
yeah, it's so
Stargate.
close.
Mhm.
But his gases are very late though. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Mhm. And maybe it's part of the mind games a little bit, delaying your gases, then maybe stacking up a lot of void rays later on.
Yeah, that's
We'll see
possible.
about that.
Let's see if that's what Proki does. Because remember, I agree with you. He needs to be aggressive. You can't sit back, man. Don't play that stats game. You gotta transform yourself into Zest at this point, right?
All right. Standard opening here onto
Still
the side
nothing.
of Violet once again.
Yeah, still nothing with this probe here.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or maybe a Dark Shrine.
Well, okay, there's the probe making a pylon. Maybe just a little late. He needed the money or something. I don't know. His timings maybe... Oh, he expanded. I see. So he expanded, which is fine, right? This is just, when the Terran sends his Reaper, which he's not this time, right? But when he sends the Reaper, it's like, oh, okay, you expanded. I'm cool. But still nothing yet.
I think Violet opted not to send a Reaper since he saw that the gases were late, and Floki is opting to go for that expansion.
Stargate.
Yeah, but here comes the Stargate.
Okay. So, you know what you could do to here is make some shield batteries here, close by if you want. I don't see where the probe is. I did go home.
I think it got stuck.
Where did it go?
Oh no, it's there.
It's
It's
right
there.
there
It's there.
still. Okay, so he's not making shield batteries yet. Maybe he'll make it when it gets closer. I'm not sure. Oh, he's gonna make 2 of them. Wow. Okay, this is very committed. So if I was him, I'd definitely make a shield battery on the other. Oh, he's not gonna do that. Okay. He's going bio, and I don't see how that's gonna work that well with a lot of Marines, right? Without shield batteries, anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
And Stimpack and +1 would be the play of the game here onto the side of Violet. This is his build order on game number 1, but the thing that made it different is that Floki had a lot of units to deal with that on game number 1, but this one, since he is opting to go for that proxy Stargate, he doesn't have enough to defend here at home.
This is true. If he goes directly to his base, he's in trouble. But on the same side, these Void Rays will cause a reaction from Viole. So is he gonna stay and defend? That's the thing. I think if he hits early enough that Viole stays at home, that's good for him, even if he doesn't kill him. That's much better than him being on the other side. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, here comes a lot of the Bio Forces on the side.
I think he needs to go push with this. There you go. The Void Rays are going now. This will cause a reaction. Let's see if this Bio Force goes back. Because these Void Rays are gonna wreck. Oh, he chose the wrong research. Get the stem. He sends him home. There you go. This is what you want.
Oh!
And he kills. He kills the stem. Okay, you gotta run back though. Don't lose him to these bio.
Yeah.
It's a great start for Protoss.
And here comes the shield batteries that you were looking for.
Yep, there it is. Okay, now he can keep doing this. This is looking really good for Viole.
Yeah.
As long as he does not lose Void Rays. Oh, he's not controlling that. Oh, a little late there. Ooh, oh, he didn't take the full turn. He didn't take the full turn. He lost that one Void Ray because he didn't turn away as far as he can, then go down. Instead, he took the diagonal route, so then he got shot. These are very small things that can kill you.
Yeah, but the good thing about here onto the side of Viole, even though his factory is late, he doesn't have his Cyclones to deal with this
and he's not
whatsoever.
microing back. He didn't micro back that once. He micros the second one, thank God.
Yeah, but the shield batteries doesn't have energy anymore. Yeah, so even though that the Cyclones is late, still has a lot of bio to deal with it. And since he has an early engineering bay, missile turrets will be available for his disposal, but needs some bio to protect that.
You know, he's not microing the ones that are getting targeted.
Yeah.
Like, that's the third time he didn't micro back the Void Ray.
Yeah, but this is a lot of Marauders has fallen down onto the side of Viole.
It's still pretty good for the Protoss, but imagine if he actually micro, this would have been over, I think.
Yeah.
He's really waiting for this Cyclone, and it's coming way too late. I think even though he missed micro 3 Void Rays, this 2 production of 2 Stargate production, right, of Void Rays. Look at this. He's actually pretty careless with this Void Rays. He loses another one to the turret, and he might lose one more, and he loses another one. Do you see what I'm saying? So, but it doesn't matter.
You can just throw away these units, man.
He shouldn't, but you know, Viole is not punishing him as hard. He can't do this against better Terran players, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But this is enough. This is enough. He's lost 5 or 6 Void Rays by not microing him back, but his strategy right now is so strong that you can throw away 5 Void Rays, he's still ahead, and he's looking to win this.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind is that
he's gonna throw a 7th one here. Okay, there you go. He's not even going back to like charge to heal. See, he could have healed a long time ago.
Yeah, and 7 Void Rays. Imagine if the 7 Void Rays are still alive right now, you know.
You might lose an 8. Okay, no. Amazing.
I think the right call for Viole is that he should have forced a base trade, you know?
Yeah,
earlier on when he improved.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, it's
like a sort of a lost cause, you know? But that's what happens when you don't scout, guys.
Yeah, it's hard to scout that bottom right. And actually, yeah, he didn't make a Reaper. So that was the problem, too.
Some good mind games here onto the side of Loki. And I think he might have just done it.
Yeah, I think he's done it now. Look, he's gonna throw away another Void Ray or 2, and it doesn't matter. Okay. So that's 8 Void Rays. It doesn't matter losing him, right?
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind is that he is also expanding. Yes, his 3rd base.
Yeah, and he don't even need to do that. Actually, at this point, I would focus on keeping my Void Rays alive. But if he was macroing, that's why it's happening. Great, right? But you know, a better Terran will punish you. Unfortunately, Violi was just not enough to punish him on that, even though he donated 8 Void Rays.
But here comes the rest of the ground force.
Yeah, he's gonna go finish him off. Might as well. There's an Oracle in there. The end is near.
And we're going to have a TVZ onto the losers bracket finals.
That's it.
Yeah. Loki would be moving on to our next round, round of 16.
Loki does it, guys. Well, you might as well go interview Mr. Floki, who will move on, and then we'll have our losers match game. Losers finals game. So let's go ahead and interview Mr. Floki.
Congrats, congrats.
Congrats, Floki. You were nervous.
Kilig pa siya.
You were nervous, but you pulled it off.
My hands were cold.
Your hands were cold? Yeah.
Alvin, pause mo yung stream mo.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
go.
see you're gonna go turn on the stream to listen to your victory, huh?
Well, first of all, congratulations, Mr. Floki, for the first one to move on to group numbers from Group C. And I see you are still shaking up until this point.
Yeah, we're gonna ask you a few questions. We have some questions for you, okay? Game 1, the one you lost, I saw you had some trouble with his Liberators. You lost quite a bit of units to his Liberators. You had so many units, right? You had Disruptors, you had Storm, you had Tempest, you had Colossus, you had DTs. Was it just miscontrol because there's too many, or what happened there?
Honestly, I am so nervous on Liberators. Liberators are my weakness.
Ah, you guys hear that for round of 16.
So hard to... Yeah, I need to work that out.
Okay, well, that's okay. You lost that one game, but game 2, you went ahead with a really fast Stalker attack, right? No blink, just Prism Stalker. What made you do that?
Karting made me do that.
What?
Karting?
I watch Karting all the time.
Oh, you watch Parting all the time. He's one of your idols?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know he played for Psystorm too?
Again, ano?
Did you know Parting was with Psystorm also at one point? He represented
That was
us
a
at
fan.
Home Story Cup. So that's good. That's good that you like that guy. I'll tell him you like him. All right? Maybe he'll teach you. But
Thank you very much.
But nice job. Any obviously the last game was just a Void Ray proxy that worked out really well. I got another question for you, and I'm thinking it's going to be the same answer. You lost quite a bit of Void Rays there, not microing them. You lost maybe 7 to 8. Is it because you're nervous also?
Yeah, because I'm so nervous to lose.
Got it. Okay, yeah, no, that's acceptable, right? And maybe you'll be less nervous the more you play, but it was you did just enough to win anyway. So congratulations. Any final words? Any questions for you, Malupait?
Final words for your fans, to your supporters. I think a lot of them are into the Trovo Live and even on our group messenger.
Do you want shout out?
Yeah, sure. Shout out.
Shout out kay Hana, kay James, kay Coco. Sila yung mga tumulong sa akin nung kinakabahan kasi ako.
Ah, okay.
Right.
So to translate, he's saying shout out to them because they helped me when I was nervous.
Yeah. So
There
once
you
again,
go.
congratulations, Mr.
Thank you.
for moving on to round number 16. You can rest now. You can be calm now.
Oh,
So we'll
yeah.
see
You
on
know
round
what?
16.
Actually, one cool thing is someone mentioned in here that Parting does the no GG thing. So we're going to play that just for you, okay? Check out this video, guys, on the stream.
No GG?
All right, there you go, Mr. Parting himself. But there was GGs on this game, so. Okay. All right. Congrats, Floki. We'll see you on round of 16.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. So that's Floki, guys. The Protoss will move on. Now we're gonna see the other guys for the final match of the night, the losers finals match. That would be Viole versus Extinct.
KJ, can we have a short commercial break?
Sure, of course. We're gonna take a break, guys. They're setting that up. While we do that, I want to say, it's shout out to our sponsor, which is Lanix US. Check them out at lanixus.com. We're going to play their ad real quick, guys, while we wait. So thanks for hanging out. We'll be right back.
Hold on. I'll be back. I also sent you the map pics.
What are we doing here? Where are we going?
About to get a Lambo.
Who's this guy?
What?
I'm a Lambo. That's Lambo. And where are we going?
Riding a Lambo.
Straight. What's up, man?
Hey! I'm excited, dude.
Yeah.
First time in a Lambo.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, we're set, guys. What car are we taking?
All of them.
Oh yeah, all of them,
One
one by
time.
one.
Yeah.
Well, you only have one butt, so you can only take one thing.
Yeah, we're gonna take the silver one right
The
there.
silver?
Yeah, it's actually.
Okay.
I think the El Guapo.
El Guapo?
El Guapo.
That's the nickname. Got it. Look at this guy.
I'm surprised he doesn't have that much good. Yeah. I think he streams actually a lot.
Not that much.
Not like
just like bad hours as well.
I think so. Yeah. It's always for me in the morning. Really early.
Let's go, man.
All right, he's gonna take you for a ride, so we'll see you later.
Yo.
Bring him back in one piece. He's got to compete still.
I know, right? Yo, he's chilling. Now he's comfortable now.
He's
Look
good.
at him. He's ready to go.
Hey, what do you think? What do you think about it?
What do I think about what?
About this whole thing?
I think it's amazing. We just made a man's dream come true.
That's right.
Lambo in a Lambo.
Sandstorm Gaming is about making dreams come true. Even if it's for the opponents.
So beautiful, man. He grew up so fast.
He grew up so fast. He's going to buy one when he wins.
Yes, all he has to do is win 2 BlizzCons and he's good, I think.
Yep,
2 BlizzCons and he got this.
Well, we can split some. We can split it 3 ways. This was actually completely wrapped, so you could...
I'm gonna get the fold, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. For being a Lamborghini and an SUV.
What's up, guys?
How was that?
It was amazing, dude. It was fucking amazing. It's like my personal roller coaster. Oh, that's the first thing I'm gonna buy when I'm rich.
Yeah.
BlizzCon 2019.
Damn.
Balling.
This would be
If a view just like.
yeah.
Good enough?
Yeah, man.
I'm almost shaking. It's definitely right.
Motivated to win the next one
Yeah.
and come back here
There
and
we
buy
go,
it.
do it.
You, man.
You too, right?
Yeah, I got some.
All right, cool.
It says cheese.
Cheese. Buttercream, buttercream.
Alright guys, we are back, and I think let's get the games going for this final match tonight. We are ready to go.
Alright.
Let's get our guys back in here. There you go. It's Extinct versus Viole, the final match. Winner moves on to the round of 16. They're muted. They don't know what we're gonna say, so go ahead and take your pick, Malupate.
Well, Viole has a very good ITVZ. He is practice players with me, Nux, and Saipem. So I think his TVZ is really his strongest point at this point in time. So I think both of the players are ready. Starting the lobby now.
Okay. Alright, well we're gonna hop off of this camera and just let these guys take the screen. This is the final match.
Sandstorm StarCraft League Season 1 Philippines.
Okay guys, in the bottom right, we got the Terran player. He is
Viole.
And on to the upper left corner of Lightshade LE, we've got the Yellow Zerg.
Extinct.
alright, do or die guys.
Winner of this matchup would be moving on to the round of 16. And yeah, back to our main point earlier on, I think this would be a 2-0 onto the side of Viole. He has a really good and on-point TVZ. I saw his practice sessions against Nux, and it was a really close matchup. And in terms of international experience, Viole recently lost to Mayo Maika, one of the top players of Vietnam. But still, it's a good match. It's still a good match, you know.
Yeah,
And,
tell
yeah,
us
I'm
what
really
happened in that match. What did Mayo Maika is not a normal Zerg anyway, but
Yeah.
what happened? How did he play him?
Viole opted to go for the standard matchup, and Mayo Maika, knowing that he's a really crazy player, he built 2 hatcheries onto the base of Viol, and that's how he lost the first game. And second game, Mayo Micah opted to go for a roach timing, but a very unique roach timing because it's burrowed roaches, and Viol failed to adapt to it. But yeah, in terms of standard TVZ, Viol really takes advantage of the matchup. He knows how to play the matchup really well. He knows how to abuse the strong points of Widow Mines against Zerg. You know.
Actually, so actually that brings us back to how Loki won by being aggressive. I don't think you want to play Violi where he's just like being allowed to macro, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of like the opposite of where you actually want to do that to Zerg. So I think if you're extinct here, if you don't think you can do a long game, macro game kind of thing, I would do a mid game timing.
Yeah, but since we're teammates, me and Viol, like he messaged me on before Christmas Eve that, hey, can you do this cheese tricks or cheese strategies? And we kind of went over it.
Oh, he prepared for it. I see.
Yeah, he really prepared for it.
Okay.
But we'll see about that since, Xtic is still a top tier player here in the Philippines.
He's trying to expand. He actually can get that drone. Oh, he doesn't block it. He's gonna lose the SCV, so it's not a good thing here for Violi to do that. But so
yeah.
Oh, but he's gonna get no. He doesn't stop it. All right.
Almost.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
Because one thing that I told him is that Special likes to do that, the SCV and Reaper pressure onto the third base, and look at that, it's a really late third base onto the side of our yellow Zerg here.
Yeah, and there's the Hellions, ready to harass and join that Reaper. Doesn't get that tumor he was hoping.
But here comes the Hellions and the Liberators. Standard opening onto the side of Yo. And the thing about Liberator and Hellions is that they are easier to control rather than going for that Reaper and Banshee. Now Stimpack being researched here, additional links and additional queens to fend off any sorts of pressure here onto the side of Yo.
Yeah,
and
speed overlord, man. Look, I like this.
Yeah, getting a full scout, but standard 1-1-1 here. And as a Zerg player, you don't want to lose your first scouting overlord, because usually it's common for Terrans to go for 3 command centers first, right?
You don't want to lose any overlords that early, but he looks like he's gonna lose this one, even with speed. Because he's busy on this side.
Yeah. Oh, and I think the queens are out of position. And the Hellions can just YOLO in here. Drone barbecue. Or...
Oh, this is already bad.
Yeah.
He's also gonna lose the lings.
All of the lings. Right.
And the Liberators doing damage.
Yeah.
Oh, but he does get the Liberator and cleans that up. However, 13 workers killed.
Yeah, that is too much. That is too much. But we'll see. One of the crucial things to look at in TVZ is the first push of the Terran. If you manage to clean and trade on that engagement really perfectly, is that as a Zerg, it makes you drone up more comfortably, up onto the safe spot, 70 to 80 drones. But yeah, you need to really defend that first push coming in on for the Terran.
Yeah, Terran macro is now gonna go in full swing. Got the third command center ready. He's adding, what is he adding? A Hellbat, no, the armory, so he can keep upgrading. But he's not adding any more infrastructure. He has the money, but he's not adding, okay, he finally adds something. What does he do? Where did he spend his money? It went from 400 to like 0 to 200 or 100. I didn't see what he spent on. Maybe he just queued up a bunch of things all at once.
Yeah. And he needs that armory, since in the last patch, the Widow Mines were buffed in a way that you need once you have the armory.
Yeah, it's automatic. You know, you need
Yeah.
a detection to see it. It's always gonna be burrowed and undetected. So
Yeah. And here we see Violet gearing up towards his first push here, but reasonably good creep spread here onto the side of Mr. Exim himself. But this is a massive supply differential.
the thing is,
102.
the good thing that Extinct is doing, he's going Ling Bane Hydra, which is great against mine-based strategies. But can he macro out of this? Look at this, scout by Extinct with the Speed Overlord. I really like all this scouting. He should identify what he's dealing with, but can he produce enough to deal with it and not lose too much?
Yeah, but this is a little bit crucial here since the Overseer is all the way onto the main base of our Terran. Once the Widow Mine-based army push up already, he won't have detection right on time.
Yeah, he'll take a few shots here or there. He won't clean it up as quickly. Let's see if he can save this base. This is really important that he saves this base.
Yeah.
He doesn't split the... Okay, not terrible. He has a huge army though, and I think he's gonna clean this up. Except for the Widow Mines, he needs that detection, and he's morphing the Overseer. There you go. Decent defense, but he moves away the Overseer here because why? Because of the mine drop on the left side.
Yeah.
So 7 workers go down there.
This is what I'm talking about earlier on. But here comes another counterattack onto the side.
Yeah,
of
Extinct gonna do his own version of the mine drop, the Baneling drop, and he can kill more. We'll see. Cleans up that mine. Here's the drop.
Drones falling down.
He sees it. Good
And
pullback.
good reactions on the side. Yeah.
He's gonna. He does get some. He gets some Marines and workers, so that's good. He finally cleans up the mines on the left side too. Yeah. But big army supply here, man.
Yeah, look at that, 77 to 28. It seems
really
like the Terran
bad.
is farming the Zerg, man.
Yeah, it's the opposite here. And the funny thing is, you know, we were just talking about this, right? Viola likes to macro and just outproduce you.
Yeah.
And I think it's best to just disrupt his flow. Kind of like the Zerg. You're supposed to do that against Zerg, but here it's the opposite.
Yeah, and even though Viol is not really playing like a mechanical god, like he does not go for that full splits, you know, he still manages to trade out really good here, and we can see that on the massive differential onto the supply. The army of Extinct is way out of position here.
Oh, he's gonna lose both these guys, I think.
Yeah. This will be clean up.
Oh, okay. For now, lives. However, here's the mines. Oh man. Oh, this is not good. He didn't split them, and he's just gonna die right here, guys. I just don't see him winning now because there's just too much bio here. And that's gonna be GG.
As we know, this is really good and on point. And there was a time that the Terran army supply was around 80 and 20 onto the Zerg. So yeah, really on point there.
Yeah, it started with the barbecue. The drone barbecue really got him first, and then right, a couple of drops here or there. There's the Widow Mines. So at first it was the Hellions, then the Widow Mines. Extinct really needs to handle those better.
Yeah. And I think while Extinct is opting to go for that Baneling drop, the Widow Mine that is left on his third base just managed to kill 14 drones. And it's
even
really
more,
big.
huh? He didn't clean it up. So, you know, multitasking issues there too, right? Well, let's see. I mean, at this point, man, you gotta prioritize not to lose any workers this early, right?
Yeah.
Because it's pretty standard that Terran harasses you that early, right? That's normal.
That's why a lot of Terrans into the low masters and high diamonds, when they are playing ZVT, is that they opt to go for roaches instead, because it gives you more options in the mid game. Like you can do a roach ravager all in after, or
Or even then,
tech
just
up.
as a defense, right? I mean, a safety Roach Warren, if you see all these Hellions, it doesn't hurt to make a few Roaches, right? You don't have to overmake it, right? And then you have the option, like you said, to counter with a Roach Ravager thing, right? Counter or something. So that was the big problem. Actually, didn't we see Extinct really love making a lot of links, even against Adepts in game 1?
Yeah.
Right? So for some reason, he doesn't like Roaches, if you think about it. And that's not a bad thing if you can kind of defend with Lings and a lot of Queens. But he's not doing either. He's out of position with the Queens, as we saw, right? And his Lings just get roasted. But we're waiting for possibly the final game, unless Extinct ties it up here.
So I'm just making the lobby since Miz. Wait. Wait. I think Mizzle already made one.
Alright guys, lobby's created. We're about to start game 2 of the final match. Oh, I got invited, but then... Okay. Hold on guys. A little bit of a small issue here. Looks like the lobby got made and then got unmade, so... Excuse us. Okay, now I'm in. Looks like things are good to go.
And I think both of our players are ready.
Alright, man. If I'm Extinct here, make that safety Roach Warren, defend the first attack, and get to the macro game. Or at least the mid game.
Yeah, the mid game.
At least the mid game. Don't start the game all behind already.
And maybe since he is fighting for his tournament lives, maybe pull out a one-trick pony, you know? Maybe surprise Viol. Floki
Is he a one-trick pony? Is that what you're saying? He's not a one-trick pony, right? You mean like a all-in?
Yeah, like an all-in strategy.
Okay. Well, guys,
anyway,
we are...
Storm StarCraft League Season 1 Philippines.
Okay, man. Let's go introduce these players. In the bottom right, we have the Terran player. He is up 1-0.
Viole.
And on to the upper left corner of Romanticide LE, we've got the Yellow Zerg fighting for his tournament lives.
Extinct.
That's right. He's fighting for his tournament life here. Let's see if he can kind of calm down and get this game back into gear. Right? We saw him lose game 1 against Floki.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, you know. Extinct maybe should try to pull out one-trick pony strategies. Because Floki managed to did it, right? Like, the Stalker all in, then the Void Ray all in, and it worked onto his favor, but...
Yeah, you're saying for a bunch of cheesers that only do one thing all the time, one-trick pony strategies, right? So,
yeah,
I guess technically you're really asking him just to all in. So he needs to pick an all in that he thinks is the best. But I would definitely hide it because, you know, someone like Violi already, like you said, right, has been practicing, looking for an all in, some sort of cheesy thing. So it's really the key is you hide it. You make it seem like you're doing the normal 2-base thing, maybe three hatch, and then boom, you hit with an all in. That's I think I like that if he can do something like that. I don't think he should go into some macro game here unless he really feels like he can macro better than Violi.
Yeah.
But man, Violi looks pretty good at macro.
Because game number 1 really showed a lot of flaws into the side of Mr. Extinct's play. Especially that early game defense, you know. I think every Zerg understands that against Terran, you should expect that kind of harassment coming onto your way.
Yeah. Exactly. You should expect it. So there really is no excuse for you to not defend it. It's standard.
Here comes the Reaper Scout once again onto the side of Yo. And earlier on too, on game number 1, I think Extinct lost around 3 links to the Reaper.
And he might lose a drone here. Oh my gosh, he does. Not looking good for Mr. Extinct. You typically don't want to lose any drones at all. Actually.
Yeah, and a third late third hatchery once again onto the side of Extinct and onto the side of Violet. Standard 1-1-1 that transitions into the Hellion.
He takes the third here because got tired of that blocker SCV. He gets away with it though because he's right up front, but that's okay. Actually, I like this at the front, especially if you're all-inning him, because then you can get the creep going. So
right. And for me personally, you're Zerg main, right?
Yeah, I'm Zerg main, although my Protoss got to Masters 1, so maybe it's just Protoss OP, I don't know.
Romanticide is very hard in ZVT. Well, for me, personally.
Why is that? Why do you think that is?
Because it has a lot of open air spaces, so you are very prone to drops. And as well, when you're transitioning into the mid game, once you get your 4 bases, it's very hard to defend this front bases here.
Yeah. A lot of ledges too, the tanks, all kinds of little things to deal with. It's I think ZVT is pretty hard for me personally. I have a hard time with it, so maybe it's just my style. I don't know.
See roaches.
Okay, he's making roaches. There you go. Like that.
I think he heard us.
He heard us, and if that's the case, he made this many roaches. Does he have enough gas? He has 2 gases, so he can do a Roach Ravager Ling all in, actually. And I think it can work, because here... Oh my gosh, there's a lot of Lings! He's gonna catch this! Okay, Viola, you're in trouble, man, if you don't stop this. Does he have a Banshee coming? No Banshee coming, no tanks. If this is a Roach Ravager push, he's expanding here. He's getting a 3rd base.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows, so he's making bunkers. He knows what's coming. All he has are these 2 Hellions and 1 Marine. Oh, and he gets trapped. This is what I'm talking about. No Ravagers yet.
Oh,
there's the Ravagers. He actually morphs the ones there instead of the ones that are coming, which is kind of odd, but either way, it's here.
Oh, it's open.
It is open. I think he's gonna do it, man. The greed. This is a greed, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't make a Banshee, at least a tech lab on that starport. No tanks, just mines, and obviously those aren't gonna do that well. 3rd command center. So he did all 3 things. So the greed is punished. Yeah, typically what I see Terrans do, they don't, if they're gonna do this fast 3rd base, right? They would have a Banshee tech ready to go if needed or something else, right? But he didn't. And you can't lose your Hellions. He lost the Hellions, so now he's gonna be punished. And looks like Extinct is gonna tie it up, guys. Very cool for him to see a game 3.
Yeah, and I think he really listened to us. We were saying that he needs roaches, or maybe he can do a one-trick pony strategy here. And good outing here on the side of Extinct, not opting to go for that mid-game, late-game macro style.
All right. Well, I hope when you say he's listening to us, as in he heard it from not really listening to us, but I think hopefully he came up to that conclusion himself too, because he saw the macro game was really strong for Viola, and you need to punish him. He did a bunch of speed overlords. He saw what Viola likes to do. He skips the tech lab on the Stargate, starport, right? So then it's just a bunch of Marines, Hellions, maybe. He likes the mines, like you said. So what gets wrecked? If you do a Roach Ravager Ling all in, well, someone that does that plus gets a 3rd command center.
Yeah. All right. final game of the day, game number 3, and tournament lives. It's now lives because both of them are hanging by a thread.
Correct.
Do or die matchup.
Exactly. All right, guys. This is the final game. Group C. This is
Storm StarCraft League Season 1 Philippines.
Okay, guys. In the bottom left-hand corner, the Zerg player who ties it up.
Extinct.
The man Extinct himself, that's right.
And on to the upper right corner of Jagannatha LE from Kingslayers Gaming.
Viole.
Alright, man. So Violi knows he can get all in here. I think he's going to be a little bit more careful instead of going for that 3cc no protection against an all-in build that he did, right?
Yeah. And I think one of the crucial aspects onto that game too is that the Hellions were AFK. If he was more active with it, I think he should have scouted the Roach Warren and the potential Roach Rush, right?
Yeah, that's really the big thing, right? He didn't scout it, number 1. Number 2, he lost all his Hellions, got surrounded. Number 3, did he even see the Roach until it was way too late? Number 4, he didn't have a tech lab on his starport. Number 5, he had the command center, a third one so fast. So, you know, you can't get away with 5 things, right? I think if he didn't mess up on 5 things, maybe just 3 out of the 5 he might have held, but that's just not possible.
Especially the starport one, you know. I think a Banshee could have negated all of that attack.
Yeah, of
but
course.
yeah, it was too greedy. It was too greedy onto the side of Viol. And yeah, small mistakes that leads up to tragedies.
Yeah, and that's a common all-in that you see as Terran until you learn that you're like, okay, I gotta make sure that doesn't happen to me. Maybe Violi took it for granted, misread it, got too confident. Who the heck knows? Either way, this is game 3. I think he's gonna be more prepared for an all-in. Extinct needs to do something a little bit different, I think. Unless, of course, he scouts that Violi wants to do the same thing in a greedy build, right? Which I don't think is the case. Although he doesn't get a Reaper this time, man. Remember the last time he got a Reaper? Oh no, he does. He does have a Reaper. We missed it. Okay. So the Reaper is here. Kills 1 Ling. So far, very much the same. Doesn't lose a drone this time, right? Yeah, no drones.
Especially on maps like Jagannatha, you really need to get a scout on how the Zerg will open up. Since this is a very big map, it's easy to hide units because it has a lot of paths that they can go to.
Yeah, left, right, middle. If he can keep this Reaper alive long enough to feel comfortable, that's the key. He also, that's another thing too, right? He lost the Reaper in the last game trying to prevent that third base for so long. So then he doesn't have the follow-up scout, right?
Yeah, and his Hellions were a little bit passive onto that one compared to game number 1.
Okay, so this
Against
time,
standard opening.
Yeah, look at it. This time though, he can swap out his starport to the barracks if he needs to.
Yeah.
Let's see if he does that later. Oh.
Yep. But Stim already being researched here. So we'll see about this one, man.
Okay, look at this Reaper. Now he's aware of the possibility of an all-in. So he's looking for a Roach Warren or a Baneling Nest, or if he got a lair. He doesn't see anything. He sees quite a few Lings, but nothing to say that a specific all-in is coming. Now the next thing is the Terran cannot lose these 4 Hellions.
Right. I think he should not be overcommitting this Hellions. Maybe poke in and clean a little bit of creep. That would be enough if I was Violet. And you can see that Extinct is being really cautious here, adding more links mixed up into the fray, adding more Queen's production. He wants to avoid that drone barbecue once again.
But it's still pretty normal, but he doesn't have a Roach Warren this time. So if he's gonna
right
do this,
he
he better keep making queens. There's the Roach Warren. But
right on cue.
Yeah, okay. Alright, you cannot let these Hellions do any damage and get past you, okay? Here's the big moment that he screwed up in game 1.
And I think at this point, Extinct is already lessening up his drone production. He might go for an all-in once again.
Yeah, and you know what? Look at this, man. He's being safe. It's the same thing as last time. He just predicted it. He didn't lose his Hellions too this time. And you know what? He can switch. He can switch his. He's gonna switch. He's gonna switch. What's he doing? No, he's gonna defend it with just Hellions. I mean, with just 2 bunkers. Oh, he's gonna do Overlord drop. Okay, I like this. This is cool. Overlord drop, attacking at the front with these roaches. Very good moves here. Hellions are gonna go by around. They're gonna see the roaches. So the Hellions are gonna go back. It's like, oh no, but here go. He has to time this with this Overlord drop with a bunch of lings. Okay, here's the key. Now, I don't think he'll kill him, but I think he'll do damage. But you know, even after all this, man, look, the starport is not a tech lab. So he's pretty confident, it seems like, that he'll hold this the normal way. I don't know, man. There's even an okay, here's the ling drop. Look at the ling drop. Ling drop here.
Good multi-prong attack.
Yep.
And I think this is too much.
He's not splitting the lings. He lost a lot.
Not splitting lings.
Yeah, he didn't split the lings. But he's killing a lot of workers on the other side, man.
Yeah. Supply depots open here. And I think this is ambitious onto the side of Yol, getting those Marines out of the bunker. But a lot of Marines ready to reinforce this one, ladies and gentlemen. SCVs are being pulled. 15 SCVs falling down already.
Yeah, he finally cleaned up the lings on the other side. But I don't know if this is still enough damage.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, 17 workers versus 8 on the other side. He needs to do more. I mean, I wish he split the biles too, but he didn't.
Biles. Yeah, but this is going to be a close one. But in terms of statistics, I think Viola lost a lot of workers already.
Yeah, now it's becoming a problem. 29 workers. He does push him back. Alright, I think my feeling is Extinct did enough damage to be slightly ahead.
Yeah.
But remember, this is Bio versus Roach Ravager, which means he can just keep lifting up and keep attacking.
And even Bio with plus with 1/1 upgrades too.
Oh,
and one thing to keep in mind is that Terrans has their mules to aid them, even though losing a lot of workers, right? So we'll see about that. A huge clunk of Bio onto the side of Viole.
Yep, we've seen, we saw these games happen with Dark when he was competing in TSL. He actually would fight with Roach, a lot of Roach thing, and he'd make it work, right? But he's not, this is, I don't know if he plays the Dark style here, but it's a pain in the butt to deal with Bio if you only have Roach Ravager, man. He does have mines, okay.
Especially if you don't have the upgrade advantage. Those Roaches really lack damage per second. And here comes the huge clunk of the Bio forces of Viol. Ooh, the mines.
Okay, okay so far. Okay, so far.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna stim, try to kill, but he doesn't actually. Ooh, that mine drop, nice. The mine hit, nice, not bad.
And I think at this point, Viol needs to clean up the creep here and force Extinct to play more defensively and conservatively. So this is really going to be a really close game, guys. And the mines proving really to be annoying, but 1-1 upgrades onto the side of Extinct near its completion for the missile.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you know, Extinct has a lead, but it's slowly going down a little bit here. If Viola can do more damage with the drops. The last two drops weren't that good. Maybe he can do a split, and that's what he's doing. He's doing a split drop. Mines on the left side, which we saw he was really good at, right? We saw he was good at doing these mine drops. Like, at this point, you don't want to attack on just one spot.
Yeah. Especially with roaches, against roaches in this early phases of the game. You don't want to engage onto them head on.
Yeah, 45 to 66 worker lead for the Zerg. Here's the mine drop on the left side. I wish he times this with another attack. There is a spore there. And a bunch of queens already taking damage. Very alert for Extinct. He's gonna get that clump of lings. Another good drop here. No queens here. Oh. Okay, just 3. Not a big deal. But here...
Another one. Oh my goodness. This might be big.
Okay, that one's good. 7 on that.
And just like that, Yol is now leading in terms of supply and even having a bigger army supply.
Yeah, but now look, Extinct is like, I'll do what I do best, which is just make you go extinct. I'm just gonna attack you. Right, so... But there is a tank. This bio army is gigantic. Right?
Here comes the
Here's the base, but can he not take a Bane hit? Can he not take a Bane hit?
Good tanking from the Ravage. Good tanking from the Marauders here. Yeah.
Viola, nice control. And now look at this bio army. I don't think you want to fight right now. I think you want to regroup. Go back. Go back, Extinct.
All of these queens would be saying goodbye, and they would be going extinct here. 5 queens at what expense?
Okay, we're gonna zoom out of here because this is really crucial for Zerg to stop this. If they don't stop this, they're dead. Because there's a port command center now.
And here comes the reinforcing units onto the side of our blue Terran.
So he's not making Banelings, actually. He needs to retreat here and make Banelings. He keeps wanting to fight off creep. This is not really that good. But he does catch a tank. So that's one good thing out of it.
Yeah.
But honestly, stay back. Get more units. Here's another drop with mines.
Mine drop. This would be big.
Ooh, 11 workers.
The second mine was really anticlimactic.
Yeah, it didn't do much, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's still damage.
Viola actually just takes a breather here and gets his 4th base set up. 5 hatcheries now for Extinct, so that's good.
Macroing really hard behind it too as well, while doing damage on the side of
He didn't kill the other
Mr.
mine. He did not kill the other mine. It's about to go off. And another attack at the front.
One more? Yeah. Good hits onto that one. And the mines would be clearing up the link forces of Mr. Extinct once again. And this are just Roach Ravager fighting up with this huge clump of bio ball.
It's getting out of hand. This bio army is getting out of hand here.
And if Viol manages to get all of this overlords, I think this would be a big supply block onto the side of Extinct.
Yeah, it is. Although he has overlord speed, but it's getting close to death. In fact, he just a Manor Mule. Wow, a Manor Mule, guys. I think he learned from the Manor Mule King himself, right? So there you go. Mr. Viola takes the game. The Terran forces have advanced. So let's do a quick interview with the players. Let's start off with Extinct because he's, you know.
I think they are still muted. Oh,
there you go.
He left.
But maybe he doesn't think there's an interview. Either way, we can interview the winner. for now.
Mhm.
Mr. Viole,
Hello.
congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
How you doing? How was that game for you?
I feel very sloppy in that game.
Sloppy?
Yeah, I haven't able to scout this Roach Warren, but
Game
I
2,
still
yeah,
managed
yeah.
somehow.
Game 2, but he
Yeah.
did it on game 3 and you were somewhat more prepared.
Yeah, I prepared the bunkers beforehand because I was expecting something like that.
Gotcha. It did
Yeah,
do a lot
what-
of damage, but you were still able to, you know, get a good lead with your drops.
Yeah.
So,
The Widow Mine drops are OP.
yeah, well, if you can do him well, and that you did do the Widow Mine drops well, so
I
nice
think so,
job on
yeah.
that. Malupe?
Thank you.
Well, first of all, as your practice teammate and your team captain, I am very disappointed in the game number 2 because we practiced that a lot. But yeah, congratulations, Mr. Viole. I was saying earlier in the cast that TVZ was really your bread and butter matchup, and you showed us your tenacity towards that matchup, even though being behind, even though being cheesed. How did you prepare for your opponents?
Well, I just played ladder and Nisha because guys in there are always very cheesy, but I haven't able to play against Protoss that much. That's why I'm not prepared in my CVP.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you about that. You say the Asia server with the Koreans, they're very cheesy, you say, but
Yeah.
honestly, I play on both servers. The NA guys are really cheesy too, man. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Any so you're advancing to round of 16. You have quite a bit of time till you figure out who you're gonna fight and when, right? Who you're facing. What are your
Yeah,
plan? What's your plan to train? Just what? What's your plan?
Or
Learn from
just play
Malupait
with
here.
my buddies. Yeah,
Your
I
buddies?
could also practice with them. He's a very
Right.
good coach.
Okay.
Good coach.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations for moving on, Viole. I'm gonna dub
Thank
you
you.
the innovation of Philippines.
Thank
You know, that'll be your little nickname for now.
Yeah. And any final words to your fans, your supporters, teammates, and friends?
Well, it's all thanks to my team, KSGT, with everyone in there. Lasty, Klo, everyone, Mr. Tito Dance. Yeah, thank you guys.
All right. Nice job. Congratulations. And of course, in 9 hours, we'll be doing the Group D matchups. Right? So we'll be on Group D. And in there, we'll have the legend Steelheart from back in the day. Let's see what kind of shape he's in. And then we also have Phoenix Sonsky. And the American 15-year-old player, Neutrophil. As well as Rixilius, the other Protoss. So we'll have all the match races there. Zerg, Terran, and 2 Protosses. That's in 9 hours, the big matches. We'll see you guys for that. So hopefully most of you guys can
11
return.
Yeah. 11 p.m. here in the Philippines. We'll be seeing each other again.
That's right.
I hope you guys are still awake that time.
That's right. Take a nap if you need to. I have to go to sleep. It's 1 a.m. here, but I'll be up in time for that final Group D for this weekend, and then we'll see Group E and F. But Group D tomorrow, or 9 hours from now. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for casting, Malupait.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good evening,
Bye.
everybody. See you later.